Countdown, baby. There we go.
It's weird though, like on like when I'm on Discord and shit, like normally I'm too loud, people have to turn me down. But
Really?
on this, I don't know.
What's up with that?
What's up with that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But if necessary, whoops. If necessary, then we'll do something.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I just do turn both of you guys up.
But I am turned up.
Get turned up.
That's what you were turned up the other day, I think. That's what you
Yeah,
said.
dude. I was feeling really good that day, and I'm still feeling really good.
DaddyTrax is live. Would you like to join? Well, of course.
Really? Why don't I get that notification?
It was on Twitch.
Does it-
I had Twitch.
We're live.
I'm
Come
not.
hang out with
I'm not
DaddyTrax.
cool enough.
You're not organized.
I'm not cool
Mystery.
enough.
And
You gotta be
Shadow.
organized.
I am organized, just not cool enough.
https://twitch.tv/daddy.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
Like a peasant.
Hey, Mystery, what do you think about me changing the DaddyTrax Live Discord to Red Spartan Podcast? Did I say Discord?
Wait. Yeah, I was gonna say what?
Okay, what do you think about me changing Twitch from DaddyTrax Live to Red Spartan Halo Podcast?
Well, I mean, you can do that, but do you plan on streaming
Ever.
again? Like,
Yeah, maybe.
you know, because like if you're gonna stream again, you know, but go back to your regular.
Hey, what's up, Velvet?
routine, and all of a sudden you're just gonna be considered the Red Spartan Halo podcast every time you stream,
Yeah,
right?
right. Is it worth it to make another Twitch and then just not even stream on this Twitch anymore?
That defeats the purpose of what we're doing then.
What do you
Right?
mean?
Because
So-
then, like at that point, you might as well have just changed your name from DaddyTrax Live to the Red Spartan Halo podcast
Right.
instead of creating a whole new account.
Part of me just thinks it's like having a different name on everything is like maybe not good, but you know what? It's hasn't necessarily been an issue yet, so maybe it's fine.
I'm sure when it comes to, you know, plugging in the social medias, it can be rather difficult. Can you change your other social medias to the Red Spartan Halo podcast?
I only have one social media, and it's TikTok. I could change that one instead of the Red Spartans. Just do Red Spartan Halo Podcast.
Yeah, just for the sake of simplicity.
That might make sense. We also need a new profile picture since Jimmy's dead.
Jimmy's not dead!
Yeah, well,
Damn it!
I don't know when he's coming back, so.
Well, you know, you might as well get him out of there since he's deceased,
That's what I'm saying.
right?
He's
Exactly.
not dead!
He's definitely dead, dude. He's so
not!
dead. He is dead.
There's a command here, right?
There's a command for
Insert
both.
command for Jimmy.
Just take a poll, dude. He's dead.
He's not. I don't know what the command is. Help me, somebody.
Does he even have a bot still?
Thank
Okay,
you,
there it
Jim
is.
too. Thank you. He's not dead.
What's the command where he's dead? What is that one?
He's
I,
not.
Jim, too.
It's just Jim.
Not dead.
Apparently,
Oh, it's just
either
Jim.
Just Jim, or
He's dead. He's dead.
Just a whole bunch of I Jim too. I Jim too. I Jim, I Jim too. The entire podcast.
Somebody coming into this chat for the first time is like, "Who's this guy?" And
who's Jim?
What's happening?
Is he
What are
dead
you
or
talking
not?
about?
What is happening
Is
here?
Jim in Halo? Is he like a new Marine? Like
Yeah, that'd be great. Halo Infinite, we have like a Marine called Jim, and like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just-
He'd be like the Carmine of like Halo. He comes in, just dies.
You know what I'll do? I'll get another plank of wood and like try and make Jimmy's face on it, and that'll be Jim.
and then you can have like Planky and Jimmy fight.
Yeah.
like,
Hey, who is this guy? Well, Halo's recycled.
like just get it like his face kind of thing, and then like have one of those like laser kind of things that burn the outlines of the picture of
Exactly.
Yeah,
Never
or just
like that?
yeah, Do you have like a physical photo of
Yeah,
Jimmy?
exactly.
Just plaster it on a plank of wood.
Exactly right. Exactly right. All right, guys, let's get this going here.
Dear Lord, what is that sound?
That was his afternoon delight.
That's
That was my what?
his afternoon and delight. I don't even like. Forget it. Forget it. You broke me with that one sound.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Red Spartan Halo podcast. Joining me tonight, the one, the only. When's the last time I introduced people like this? I don't even know. RealMistry, how are you, sir?
Let's get ready to. No, wait. Isn't that copyright?
It could be.
Go ahead.
Happy birthday
to you.
Oh God!
DMCA,
Rudolph the
damn it.
Red Nose. DMC.
DMC.
You're banned everywhere. How dare you say
Just have this,
happy
you just have
birthday?
this button on your stream deck or something that just drops down this DMCA.
Yeah, there's like
streak.
someone from the music industry who just scrolls through Twitches and just has like a button. He's just like, I want to get him. Here's a guy. Banned. You'll notice there's a third voice with us here. The
Jimmy,
one.
is that you?
No, dude, Jimmy's dead.
Oh,
Who are
God,
you?
he's
Who is this
gone.
guy with us? Who is this guy?
It's Shadow 6400.
It's Shadow 6400, also known as
Oh, Jimmy Shadow.
Now, real quick, I just want to throw this out there. Shadow is a good friend of mine. We go way back, like 2 years ago. Way back. In video game terms, 2 years is a long time. But
It's a long time.
I love Shadow to death. He has consistently been DMing me saying, dude, you're wrong. All of you are wrong on your podcast about literally every topic you ever talk about. So I thought, hey, you know what? Might be a good idea. Let's see if he, let's see what happens here. He also is the only person to send us a video clip. What's the word I'm looking here for, Mystery?
TikTok.
The only person auditioning.
Audition. Yes.
Exactly. Auditioning
Yes.
to replace Jimmy, who is dead.
Not dead.
And so Shadow is here with us this evening. Shadow, welcome. We hope that you enjoy. We hope that you enjoy your time here with us.
I probably will, knowing you both.
Well, that's good. You know what? This is already better. By the way, everybody, me, Mystery, and Shadow were ready to go. Like 25 minutes before the show actually started, technicalities were like all taken care of. Shadow had like a very slight microphone issue, which got resolved in like 5 seconds. Jimmy not being here has been the best thing that happened to the show. So I'm happy he's dead. I'm sad, but I'm happy he's dead at the
He's
same
not
time.
Dead. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep.
It's a blessing in disguise.
It's a blessing in disguise. Yeah,
Jimmy,
there's a
I miss
silver.
you, man. I
There's a
miss you.
There's a silver lining. Jimmy dropped dead and things haven't been improving. So it's like, how do you feel about it? It's like, you have a relative that you just found out about, and then they drop dead. And the only reason why you have a relative is because all of a sudden you're inheriting hundreds of millions of dollars. It's like, oh, damn. But oh, damn.
Thank you, Uncle Tim.
Thank you, Uncle Jimmy. So that's where we're at with that. Mystery, how you been? What you been up to this last week?
Stressing out.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yes, yeah, I know. I don't know if this is truly the case everywhere, but like, there's this vaccination passport shenanigans that's going on over here.
Okay.
And we are gonna have to start denying service at the theater next week
Oh boy.
for people that are not vaccinated.
Oh jeez.
And that is something very stressful, especially at a theater that people are fighting just to have a mask off.
Oh boy. Yep. I can imagine that'll lead to a little bit of turmoil
Kerfuffle.
there, a little kerfuffle. So
Kerfuffle.
Mystery, we sorry that you're going through all that, man.
Yeah, so maybe next week I might be the one dead.
Damn.
Damn. What are you gonna do then?
Need more auditions.
More audition tapes, guys. More audition tapes.
Yeah, get your audition tapes in now, please. I might lose Mystery too. Shadow, welcome, buddy. How have you been for the last week?
Last week I've been pretty good. Haven't been too exciting though.
Haven't been too exciting. Well, what you been up to? Have either of you been playing any video games? This is a video game podcast. Have you been doing any of that?
Yes.
That's pretty much what I've been doing.
Okay. What games have you been playing, Shadow? We want to know. The people want to know.
In the last week,
Mm-hmm.
I played Assassin's Creed. I did the new DLC on it. I did a little bit of Battlefield, a little bit of Call of Duty. I did a little bit of Fortnite, did a little bit of Halo. I did a little bit of Shadow of War, a little bit of Mortal Kombat, a little bit of Outriders, some Overcooked just for funsies, and State of Decay yesterday for a little bit.
Wow, you really,
and
jeez, dude, you really get around here.
CFTs again.
Okay, you can put that scroll away now. It looks pretty long.
I like, dude. I stream with a lot of people. Like I'm the assistant streamer. Like,
well, there you go. There you go. See, look, when you're streaming, you're gonna be playing lots of games. That's good. Mystery
Shadow 6400, the assistant streamer.
6,400 games he's played in the last week. Mystery. Have you played any? Have you played any video games in the last week?
Yes.
Okay. It's good.
I have played Payday 2, Crime Wave Edition.
Payday 2.
Payday 2. Yes.
Okay.
What? Have you not heard of this game?
I've heard of it. I've played it a long time ago when it came out. I'm just very surprised that in September of 2021 you're playing Payday 2.
Yes, I am, because the Goof Troop and I decided we were going to rob some banks. And obviously not.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Played some Halo 2 with you guys at the community game night.
Hey.
Yep.
Yeah, I did manage to pop in the last, hour, I think it was.
Very
nice. You got like an hour in or so.
I got an hour in, got my butt whooped. It was nice and fun.
Well, that's good.
Great.
It's good to be humbled every once in a while. You know, sometimes you can kind of get high and mighty on yourself when you're playing video games. You're like, I'm the best, I'm the best. Right. And then you go back to old school Halo 2 and you get your ass kicked. And it's good to have those moments, you know?
I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, right.
It also makes the wins that much better. If you only ever won, then did you ever really win? You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Can you ever be happy if you've never been sad? You get what I'm saying?
Is this like the philosophical part?
I'm just asking. If you've only ever won, and that's all you don't know losing, then it's like your wins are kind of meh, you know, because you don't know the other side. That's why winning's so great. It's because you've lost before. You've probably gotten your ass kicked, and then here you are overcoming adversity and winning.
Well, it's like when I play with a whole bunch of sweats or something like that. Like they only want to win, and they get a lot of wins under their belt. Yeah. But then, like, I like to play with more casual people, and then like we enjoy the time. Like, you know, we may not win every one, but when we do, we're really excited. It's like, how the hell did we do that?
How did we win?
That's awesome.
Exactly. See, this is
like if we lose, then you know, whatever. We had fun doing it.
No, not me, dude. If I lose a casual game, I'm freaking out on all my teammates who've never played the game before.
Yeah, well, that's you. That's why you don't play anymore.
That's not completely true, but I have played a little bit of Halo. Got some clips. Did a little Halo last week. And I've been playing a little tiny bit of Pokemon Go. Not a lot. I kind of got burnt out right around Pokemon Go Fest.
Yeah, and must have been those Bidoofs.
And the Bidoof thing really annoyed me. But they you know what, dude? You know what's funny is like they had all these challenges, and for the first time since maybe March, I have not completed challenges that came up. I was just like, meh, whatever. And like it's the first time that happened. I was like, oh no, I'm really kind of sliding on this game. I'm just not feeling it. Just not feeling it.
The grind's got you burnt out, huh?
I guess. I don't know. The game's changed for me a little bit. I maybe I need something else to obsess over. Although, you know what I just realized?
What did you realize?
Ever since I got back on TikTok and social media, TikTok and Discord, I have not been playing as much Pokemon Go. And the reason why I started playing Pokemon Go so much is because I was opening up my phone. I had no social media, so I was going to Pokemon Go. Maybe that's what it is. I just had this realization right now. Mind blown. An epiphany.
An epiphany.
An epiphany.
You just heard it here, folks.
Wow. Well, so there you go, dude. If you want to get into Pokemon Go, delete your social media, and if you want to get out of it, then get on TikTok, I guess. I just realized that kind of blew my mind a little bit. All right, well, look, we got a lot of stuff going on. Crazy rumor / leak just dropped. What was it, earlier today, Mystery?
I don't think it was earlier today.
Maybe yesterday.
Oh shit! This is 26 days ago.
This is 26 days ago, apparently.
Never mind. It started making the rounds recently. Okay, it was uploaded by an anonymous account. I don't know how fast how long it took to kind of like blow up a little bit. But it recently just kind of came to our attention. How about that?
Yeah, you know what? Let's call it what it is. I found it, like, somebody posted it, the Pigs podcast. They posted it up on one of their social medias, and I came across it, and then I started reading it, and then sent it to you guys. That's kind of how we came across it. And of course, Pigspod said, take this with a grain of salt or whatever. We don't know if this is a legit source or anything. So, right? So I guess at this point, whatever we're talking about in regards to this particular post, take it with a grain of salt.
Unlike that podcast and unlike Real Mystery, I am taking this as gold-hardened truth. Truth bombs, truth rumor, truth leak right now.
He's taking this nugget and he's running with it.
I'm taking this nugget and I'm running with it. It sounds legit to me, but look, you can make up your mind on your own. I'm going to read this whole thing, okay? Well, I guess it's a little long.
No, you're not reading this whole... Are you actually going to... No, you want a 2-hour podcast, right?
Hey, we're not supposed to say that out loud. We're just supposed to do it.
Oh, right. Oops. You want a 1.5-hour podcast, right?
Nah, it's not how that works. You don't just say that. You don't say something different. Okay, look. Here, there's a leak that released. We're going to post a link to this entire post over on our Discord in the link dump. That's what that's for, by the way. Some people on Discord have been like, oh, is this the spot where I put my promotional things for my own stream? No. It says podcast link dump. Stuff for the podcast. I should have made that more clear, but I didn't. Okay, so...
more instructions.
It's posted.
Thank you. Okay, so it's in the link dump right now. Okay, so...
Yeah, it's in the link dump right now.
I don't know. Part of me wants to read at least one of these paragraphs. I'm going to read this one paragraph, okay?
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so basically, as you might know or may not know, during the development of Halo Infinite, we've had like 3 different creative directors. One of them was Chris Lee, okay? And I think Chris Lee... Correct me if I'm wrong here, Mystery, but I'm pretty sure that Chris Lee was the one who was kind of there for like the most amount of time for the development of Halo Infinite. Okay, he left, and I didn't think that he was replaced by Joseph Staten, but it seems like Joseph Staten, whatever his role is, kind of replaced what that Chris Lee role is. Am I mixing that up with their roles? Did Joseph Staten come in as his role? Do you know?
I think he just took over creatively, did he not? I'm pretty sure that's the way it just
went.
Yeah,
I thought that they had 2 different roles, but regardless, Chris Lee out, Joseph Staten in. Now, Joseph Staten comes in, and this is where this post kind of gets interesting. So this person starts out talking about how, I'm not going to say my name. I've been working at 343 for 2 years, and mostly working on the campaign part of Halo Infinite. Okay, so I'm going to read this paragraph right here. I'll be blunt. Okay, this is this 343 employee. Take it with a grain of salt. He says, I'll be blunt. We knew Chris was leaving a good while before it happened, and the campaign component has aggressively course-corrected in his absence. There were small changes to the multiplayer too under Joseph, but multiplayer was more Pierre's baby than anything. And all that happened there were small changes to the direction of gun balance and general gameplay. But the campaign, that went through a massive overhaul. Not just in the writing, which got trimmed down in fat severely. Less is more, and the player should always understand what the fuck is going on. They put in quotation marks. Which I think is hilarious. I think that like coming off of Halo 5 and Halo 4, where there was a general complaint of like players not understanding what's going on in the campaign, for Joseph Staten to come in and there's this one phrase that gets repeated. They say this was like often repeated guidelines that the player should always understand what the fuck is going on. I just like, this is so funny to me. That sounds like if you took like a fan and you put them in 343 and you were like, hey, help us direct the campaign. That sounds like something that like I would say like, hey, the player should always know what the fuck is going on here. Okay, this is getting out of hand. This is getting crazy. So I love that that's like a statement that they often repeat. He goes on to say, originally, the campaign was a lot like Tom Clancy Wildlands, almost Just Cause at times. The core of the experience was Halo gameplay-wise, but there's a lot of clear X number of structures in order to unlock the next campaign mission. And Joseph really hated that. I'm going to stop right there. Mystery, Shadow, we'll go in Mystery first and then Shadow. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about a campaign, open world, clearly, if it's kind of like Tom Clancy Wildlands or like Just Cause? What do you think of a campaign where it's like clear X number of structures before moving on to the next mission? How does that feel? How does that sound to you guys? Because to me, when I first heard that, to me, that felt kind of like, this seems like
Pokemon. It seems like Pokemon. You can't go on to the next town until you get this badge.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well. Okay, Mystery. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Keep going on about what you're thinking there.
I'm just thinking that, like, yeah, in a world where they're trying to keep it as free as possible. Hey, listen, I'm not that cinematic trailer guy, okay? In a world. I just can't do it.
In a world where Halo becomes like Pokemon.
You just gotta catch them all with lead bullets.
Gotta shoot them all. Gotta stick them all.
I just want to hear Steve Downs say that now.
I need a Charmander.
But yeah,
he walks into Professor Oak. I need a Squirtle. Professor Oak, like, hey, dude, you didn't even run my potion yet. Whatever. Sorry, go ahead.
Whoa!
What?
Whoa!
What? Pokemon spoilers? What?
Yes.
Super effective.
Just what is going on?
I'm sorry.
What was I saying? I don't even know anymore.
You were saying that the campaign sounds a little bit like Pokemon, how you have to do X number of things before continuing in the campaign.
Right, so there's going to be, well, based on what they were saying, there's a lot of roadblocks and so on and so forth, and you have to do this in order to open this door. And eventually, if you have to do that too many times, it slowly becomes monotonous.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
At least to me.
I could see that. Shadow, what are you thinking?
Well, like, I like that they have that whole, like, less is more kind of thing, because
Right.
I understand where they're getting at with that whole, like, Wildlands and, like, Tom Clancy and everything. I've been feeling it as well, same with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, because, like, yeah, it's cool you have a giant open world, but the thing is, eventually you kind of get lost and you don't have a direction. You don't know, where's the main objective, or you kind of get sidetracked with all these other side things. And then especially with the monotonous of having to clear a certain amount of objectives, I get that. Like, sure, it's fine the odd time, but like if you have to do that every time before getting the next main mission, I get that. That is a little bit dumb.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be...
Yeah, no.
Oh, sorry.
I like them keeping it kind of like straight and this is what you got to do. And everything like that.
I feel like think about like a traditional Halo game, and then just imagine that in between each mission you have to spend like 30 minutes just running around doing weird stuff. It would be like, why is my mission, why is the story being held up by this?
Yeah.
And maybe there's more variety to it than just like clear X number of structures. But if Joseph Staten really hated it, well, you know what? I hate it too. Because that guy right there is my Halo Jesus.
I can't. Are you being sarcastic there?
I love Joseph Staten. I love it.
Right, okay,
this is why they have Joseph Staten announce all the bad things. Because if Bonnie Ross got up there and was like, Halo Forge.
Oh, here we go.
Halo Forge is delayed. Co-op campaign, likewise, will also be a feature coming to Halo Infinite at a later date. People would be like, what is happening? Get this lady out of here. Fire her. But Daddy Staten comes up and he goes, we're not going to have Forge right away. We're not going to have co-op campaign right away. But look, you know me. I'm an old face who's friendly. I'm telling you what's going on. Trust in me. And everybody's like, yes, Joseph Staten. Yes, tell us more. And like, I know I'm making fun of those people, but I am one of those people. Like, if Joseph Staten hates this idea, I hate it too. I just having... like knowing what he brought to the table in the original Halo games and knowing like how I feel like something has been missing, him coming back and going, hey, this idea, I hate this. This needs to change. I'm kind of like, hey, I'll I'll give the benefit of the doubt to him. You know what I mean? I feel like he has a proven track record when it comes to making Halo games, I guess is what I'm saying.
Right, fair enough. But also you have the problem of like now he's kind of just mucking around in everything that everybody's been working really hard on.
So
which is something that is going to start coming up soon. Sorry, spoilers.
No, you're exactly right. Let me get into this next paragraph here. So he said he wanted to integrate more of the Halo formula, similar to the level Halo in Halo CE, which is confusing because it's like Halo CE, Halo. What are you talking about? It's the second mission in the first Halo game. Second? Yeah, second mission in the first Halo game. Quote, you can spend time doing all this stuff and a lot of mini events in each structure, or you can run straight to the objective. There's a lot of people who are arguing over this direction, since many people within the team felt like their work could just be rushed through without care. And there would be a lot of issues with dynamic triggers, right? Say the player triggering the next campaign event before they were done with all that optional stuff in an area. So I do understand that. He goes on to say in this paragraph, the map was also not designed for it, with basically these big Forerunner gates gating off a lot of sections at the moment to account for campaign stages. It's a little strange. It wouldn't fit the promise of this being the biggest campaign ever either, since players could reasonably rush through it in a few hours if they wanted to. So this goes to another thing that is kind of interesting, because there are games, RPGs, open world RPGs that I've played where I think to myself, I just want to do the main story, right? I just want to do the main story. Then there's other RPGs where I get lost in the world. This is what happened with me with Fallout 4. In Fallout 4, I got so lost in the world, I wanted to visit every little spot. I wanted to go through all the side things because I was just so interested in them, right? So I feel like if you make a interesting enough world, people will want to explore it and you don't have to force them to. But at the same time, I do understand people being concerned, like, hey, all the stuff I've worked on, like, is anybody even going to see it if they rush through? Mystery, where are you on this idea?
I have an unpopular opinion, and my unpopular opinion is just I don't think that Halo Infinite should be open world.
Well, okay.
I know what that completely throws around everything that you've said, right? Throwing it for a loop, if you will. But I really don't. I feel like it shouldn't be
so
an open world game.
Are you happier then knowing that you're not going to have to clear X number of structures to move on to the next section?
I am, but I would much rather it just be a level by level selection process. Just
you still hate the idea of it being whatever kind of open world at all.
And there's a reasoning behind it, and that's for the most part is just because I feel like the Master Chief really wouldn't like spend so much time working on side missions. He's the guy that you send in to, like, you know, force through and like complete certain objectives.
Okay.
Right? I'm not saying there is no open world for Halo. Halo 3 ODST did show that there is open world. That is an option and it can be done. Right? I'm just saying for Master Chief's story and the story they want to tell with Master Chief, open world just doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. Okay. I hear that. I feel you, and I think that there's probably a lot of people, JJ Fit in the chat even, who agree with you, Mystery. And I think that there's a lot of people on board with that. Shadow, where do you fit into all this? What do you think about the change that Joseph Staten made, or just even the open worldness in Halo Infinite generally?
Well, like the way I like to think about it, like for the new open world kind of thing, like you played the recent Gears of War at all? The newest one?
No, the last Gears of War that I played was Gears of War 2.
Okay, well, they have kind of like an open world level or something like that.
Okay.
And so you're able to get on this like ski, and you're able to go to like little side objectives and like go do this, or you can, or else you can like go to like straight to the mission. And this is what Halo is kind of sounding like for the whole open world kind of thing. Like, yes, you can like just go right through, or you can like take the time and maybe get some cooler guns and some collectibles or whatever else on the side. Like, the thing is, it's kind of offbeat for like how Gears of War is, because it's the same thing with Halo. It's linear for each kind of level. Like they have start point to end point kind of thing.
Okay.
And then they just threw this into it. And I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. I was kind of like, I was just on the offense of it, and that's how I'm going to feel about like the open worldness in Halo. Like, I think it's kind of a cool concept, but to throw everything at it, I don't know. It's going to be interesting when it comes out. Honestly. I have to wait and see.
Okay, Shadow, can I ask, when you played Gears 5, right, and you played this part of the campaign, did you solo it or did you co-op it?
I did both.
So your first experience, though, was that solo or co-op?
My first experience was solo, and I did not like it.
You didn't like it? What about co-op?
I didn't like it solo, but co-op, it was a lot more fun, of course. I find it a lot more fun.
I've only experienced it during co-op, and I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it, period. Like, we were just so lost the entire time.
Yeah, there was a lot of confusion, like, for quite a bit of the time.
And that's one of the main concerns I have for this open world thing. And they bring it up in this leak, as we so call it, a little bit. If you wanted to keep going there, Trax.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about what you guys are saying. There's a part of me that feels like changing the format of a Halo campaign. Like, there's two different ways that you can look at it, right? One is like okay, look at the success that open world games have. It's a style that definitely appeals to more people right now than, say, a traditional 15 level game where you're just going through a campaign. I can't even I think Battlefield completely got rid of theirs, right? And maybe they have a campaign coming to this new game, but I don't think so. Call of Duty, well, I guess Call of Duty still does it every once in a while. You know, Black Ops 4 didn't have a campaign at all, but I think the recent ones have. And then Halo has had the, you know, those kind of linear stories. And aside from those games, I'm not sure how many linear stories there are anymore. And so I kind of think that Halo, or 343, has been playing around with that. I mean, they definitely played around with the idea in Halo 5, where you have like, they had a couple open world maps, or a couple open world levels. Not open world, but like, basically there was a level with Locke and there was a level with the Master Chief, or maybe it was Locke two different times.
Yeah, but that was just
where
like
you walk around. Yeah, but you can kind of tell that they were toying around with the idea of being able to kind of like just wander around in a certain area. There was an objective, but you really could kind of like go wherever you wanted to. And so I think that this is something that 343 has wanted to do. And I don't know. I'm excited for the idea of it. I personally am excited for it. I like the idea. To me, this sounds a lot like the Legend of Zelda kind of open worldness, where there are sections that are kind of like blocked off until you progress in a certain kind of way. I think what I'm worried about right now is how you progress. The idea that you would just clear out X number of structures kind of worries me. That doesn't sound exciting. In the Legend of Zelda, you know, you have to clear 3 dungeons in Ocarina of Time before you can get to the next part where the whole world kind of opens up, and then you have more dungeons that you go to. I just don't see the variety of these structures being like the dungeons in the Legend of Zelda, and I don't think that they are. I mean, these structures, I assume that they're talking about like the banished structures, and I'm just not sure how different or unique you can make those experiences to where clearing out 4 or 5 of them is going to, you know, trigger the next part of the campaign, if that's even exciting or if that's fun. And you know, there's just not enough information here to really understand like how this would work.
Is that a mechanic in the Destiny campaigns?
Yes, you unlock more planets.
Yeah, but there's a lot of repeating objectives, no?
Yeah, well, it's one of the reasons I hated Destiny.
Yeah, I mean, Halo does have that as well. It's like, oh, run over here, clear this room, push this button, and then go over here, clear this room, push this button.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I think the difference is that with Halo, at least you're sucked into the world enough where you feel like it's not completely just like go point A to point B. Like, there's something about like the world of Halo when you're going through it. I think it kind of like sucks me in better than other games do. But I mean, this could devolve into like a conversation about video games generally, where it's like, yeah, go point A to point B, click this thing, go over here, touch this thing,
rub this thing, rub this potion,
rub this thing, bop it, push it, pull it.
Every modern game right now is a bop it.
Yeah, every modern game is basically a bop it.
Well, it told me to, so I did.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the way I'm feeling about it is kind of like, I'm interested in the open world aspect. If if Joseph Staten hated this idea of having to clear out these structures before moving on, I'm nervous that it probably seemed a bit repetitive, and that's why he hated it, and that's why for right now I hate it too. So I get that you guys are not on board necessarily with the open worldness, and that's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinions, and I'm sure, I mean, I'm here in the minority right now on the show, and I'm sure that there's a lot of people who feel similarly about Halo switching to open world. But being as it is, I'm open to any kind of changes that Joseph Staten may have wanted to make.
Yeah, and then we find out like 6 months from now, Joseph Staten decided, let me just, I'm gonna change it so it's just a mission by mission kind of thing, no open world.
Yeah.
Does your tune change at that point too?
I don't know.
Let's just make it like Destiny then.
No, I don't want that. God, I so don't want Destiny. I find Destiny so boring. I know there's a lot of people who are in our community who enjoy Destiny 2. I couldn't. I played 20 hours of Destiny 2 and could not get into the game. Everybody kept telling me, dude, just get to the end game. Just get to the end game, bro, and then it gets good. I got to the end game and I was even more bored. I was like, what am I doing here? Basically, this whole thing, the campaign had a lot of cut content and needed massive reworks to work after they switched hard off of Chris and took in Joseph's direction for the game, but it mostly uses the same assets that they had, and so things just kind of got shuffled around. So they didn't have to redo the entire campaign, but they did make significant changes, which makes more sense here for why you're looking at Halo getting delayed an entire year. Right, at first it was like, okay, if this game was supposed to release last fall, why would you need an entire year to redo things? Okay, well, if there's a lot of changes being made after Joseph came in, okay, well, now this is starting to make a lot more sense why this year was not just polishing what they already had done. It was like, oh, we have to rework things.
Right, yeah, sorry, just keep in mind, this is mostly for campaign, not multiplayer, because multiplayer has been on pretty much the same track the entire time. Correct. Yeah, so it sounded like Joseph didn't really make any kind of changes, or very slight changes to Gun
multiplayer.
Balancing, I believe they said in the article, or in the leak. Yep.
Now we're going to get to what kind of deals with the recent news as it pertains to Forge and co-op campaign. I'm going to read these paragraphs because I think that it's kind of important. First, we'll get into the Forge paragraph. He says, Forge is just untenable, and Microsoft always knew it wouldn't be ready for this release date, if ever. That comment freaked me out a little bit. And I doubt it'll come in 6 months either. The reality is, Forge isn't just a cute map editor anymore, not after 5. And we can't release anything that isn't up to snuff to the quality of that game's Forge, which took more effort than anyone realizes. Infinite's Forge will not only have every feature 5's had, but a lot of extra resources based on the past games and custom game functionality. There's also some grumbling about Forge being released with the game spoiling a few new enemy reveals, but I doubt this is a main concern. In any case, I wouldn't be surprised if Forge came 8 months or even a year after initial release. The team is overworked, pushed hard, and tired. Ugh. Mystery. As it pertains to Forge, what do you think about this?
We had to know that, of course, Halo Infinite's Forge is going to be bigger than Halo 5's, and Halo 5's was pretty massive.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, how do you one-up that? Like, what are tools that are now going to have to be created based off of the Halo 5? I haven't even delved into Halo 5's Forge because it's just so advanced.
Right.
It's so advanced now. Like, you need to be a cartographer just to understand how to use Forge.
Yeah.
I can't just simply play Forge anymore like I used to be able to in Halo 3 and I guess Halo Reach at the time.
Right.
Right. I think even Halo 4 was starting to get the borderline a little bit more difficult to use. But yeah, I don't know. I think the biggest problem are bugs for Forge.
Yeah, it sounds like probably bugs, although I don't think that this guy or girl mentions that specifically, but it just sounds like it's just not ready. It's just like it's a lot that goes into it. It's just not ready yet.
Do you think maybe it's just like one of those things where it's like, oh, hey, yeah, we have a large campaign team and a very small Forge team. Once they're done campaign, then we can move them over to Forge as well, and then get it done faster?
It's a little bit what this sounds like, but I don't know how you just insert campaign people into Forge. But again, I'm not a programmer, so I don't understand how that works. Maybe you can. Maybe it's literally just like, hey, this is what we're trying to do, and I need your skills to just kind of like focus on this, and then they can do it. I actually don't know how any of that works. Shadow, as it pertains to Forge, how do you feel about this? How do you feel?
Well, like for me, like I haven't been much of a Forge person. Like I did it like, when it first came out, of course, like back in Halo 3. It was fun and everything, but like I agree with Mystery. Like it's so difficult in 5. Like I can't really make a map. Like I can. It's going to be very basic and it's not going to have anything cool. But like there's people out there making stuff like sumo wrestling with mongoose and having all these race maps and stuff like that. And I'm amazed by them. And like now they're going to up the game even more, and I have no idea like how they're going to up the game, but I'm excited to know. But I do think the team is overworked. Like, oh yeah, they could definitely do that. Have like a tornado warning, like I just had. Have a tornado just.
Oh, is that what that Amber Alert was?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was a tornado warning. I'm just like, what the hell?
If we lose Shadow halfway through this, then the third host spot on this podcast is cursed. Don't ever come onto the show because you will die.
But yeah, no, like for me, Forge isn't that big of a thing. I understand its importance. Definitely, it's a core game kind of thing to have for like people of these creators, and that's how the game keeps going on and on. Like that's how Halo 5 hasn't died really. Like it's kind of died, but like it's kept on going for that long, and that's how the next Halo is going to keep on going by more community content.
Yeah, I think Forge is. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
But like, yeah, I think it is kind of like it's a smaller team right now because they're putting a lot into like the main stuff. Like the campaign is very important at the beginning, of course, and then multiplayer as well.
I think for me, Forge is something that's just completely. I've been totally left behind by Forge. Halo 3 was because it was very like, I don't know, rudimentary, I guess, simple, and not complicated. I was able to even like do stuff on Forge, and that was fun. There's a part of me that wishes that they would have 2 different versions of Forge, one for dummies like me and then one for the cartographers, where like I can go in and kind of like put stuff around like Halo 3's Forge, right? And then like maybe an actual map maker could like take a look at it and go like, hey, you know what, if you do this and this, like give me like this simple way to do Forge. And then, like, have like the little paperclip pop up and go, hey, I see that you're trying to make a ramp. If you do it this way, blah, blah, blah. And like, oh, I didn't know I could do it that way. And then maybe you could kind of teach people the more advanced way to do things. Because when you open up Halo 5's Forge, it is so goddamn overwhelming. For the first time, I opened it up. I'm like, I guess I won't do this. And that kind of stinks because I feel like if you made it more accessible for people, you'd have more people interested in Forge and you get more content out. So I don't know what the right balance is there, but maybe you could do 2 different versions. Regardless, at the end of the day, them saying that they're not sure if it's going to come out 6 months after, if ever, it freaks me out a little bit. Granted, this person works on the campaign side. They don't work on the Forge side. So take this with a grain of salt, even after taking this entire leak with a grain of salt. But I think what's interesting is this guy thinks it's gonna be a lot later. The team is overworked, pushed hard, and tired. I don't know. Also, I have a big issue with this whole idea of like we need a one up. Why Halo 5's Forge is beloved. What more are you trying to do aside from giving more items? Okay. Aside from giving more characters, okay, but like, what else are you trying to do with Forge? Like, there's a part of me that thinks release a Forge mode, and like, why don't you give updates to the Forge mode over time? Give people like Halo 5's Forge, okay, and then all the extra things that you think are really cool that are extra, can't we kind of like release that as like DLC Forge over time? Do you need all of it at the start? Couldn't we give people basically like, hey, here's the maps that already exist, and here's the Forge mode to change things around? Like, okay, let's start with that at least. There's a part of me that really thinks like maybe we're overthinking this whole Forge thing by it needs to be this one up from Halo 5's Forge and just super crazy. Like, I don't know. Am I wrong on that? Like, do we need a crazy Forge?
what they could be doing is like what Battlefield Portal is doing as well too, and taking all the weapons from the previous Halos and throwing them in.
That'd be cool, actually.
They could be taking everything that they had from all the other Halos and then just shoving it into that forge as well.
That's a cool idea, actually. I kind of like that. It'd be neat if you could do like the plasma pistol from each iteration of Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
or
that
the Needlers.
In the menus that could become so convoluted though. How many different versions of the plasma pistol are there? From Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo Reach, Halo 5.
Hey, I hear you. But I think it would be cool to get people
cycling through so many of them.
But yeah, look, the Forge thing at the end of the day freaks me out a little bit, and makes me a little bit sad. You want to get into more depressing news with co-op campaign?
Yeah, this is the one that was a little bit more interesting to me, as opposed to Forge.
Yeah, same.
So basically, I don't even need to read the entire paragraph here, because I think that you can kind of start to understand some of the ideas for why it's difficult when you think about it this way. Think about traditional co-op campaign in Halo, where you're on one level, there are checkpoints, and if you hit a checkpoint, all the other players kind of move up to where you're at, right? If everybody dies, then you kind of go back to the original checkpoint, but the whole team is kind of together. It seems like a giant issue that they're having. It's because you have an open world Halo game, your 4 players can kind of go sort of where they want, right? And so the issue that this creates is like, okay, if I drop dead, who do I spawn on? Where do I spawn? How are you going to do checkpoints with 4 different people? How are you, like, if all 4 people decide to go to different parts of the map, well, how do you work all that? And so they were testing out different ideas of like, okay, maybe we'll have like central spawn points, kind of like, okay, if you die, you can kind of spawn close to wherever you're at. They said the problem with that is that it was kind of getting boring for people. You know, kind of like having to walk back to the battle instead of being right there.
Get back to the action again, yeah.
There's also like networking issues that they're having with people being so far around on the map and you know, it just being buggy in general. So a lot of this seems to be like, oh, and they also have suits. Okay, so like executives saying, no, just do this, just get this done.
Right. Yeah.
And so that's always kind of a little bit of an issue. This last paragraph, he says, between these two, campaign co-op, and between these two, he's talking about like the spawn points being buggy, and then like figuring out how to you know, do the respawns and everything like that. So respawns and checkpoints being a huge issue. He says between these two, campaign co-op is a mess and downright unplayable, but there's no way in hell we're going to be allowed to delay the launch by the powers that be. Delaying the campaign altogether was severely considered with a multiplayer only launch, but the suits told us straight no. The game will ship with a paid campaign come hell or high water, and we can pay it back over time. Ugh. We're going to come back to that phrase. At the very least, I can guarantee that while there is some crunch going on, it's far from the most inhumane. I've been working in the industry and a far cry from something like Cyberpunk. Morale is high even after this. We think it's going to be a great game, but I do wish we could cook the campaign a little bit longer. That sentence right there, let's talk about that. Delaying the campaign altogether was severely considered with multiplayer only launch, but the suits told us a straight no. The game will ship with a paid campaign come hell or high water, and we can pay it back over time.
A hell of a lot of patches.
Yeah, that to me kind of freaks me out a little bit. I think initially the thought is like, oh great, this is going to be like I think the last thing that Halo fans want, and the thing that Halo fans have sort of been afraid of after Halo 4 launched, was like an incomplete Halo game coming out. And we had that with 5. We had Forge come later, we had Oddball come later, we had Big Team Battle not even there at launch. And so for the campaign to kind of be like, oh, this isn't really ready, and the suit's going, hey, you're doing it, like there has to be a paid campaign. I mean, this also explains why they delayed co-op campaign, right? Aside from that part being buggy, they had to delay co-op campaign because the suits are like, no, you are shipping a campaign at the start. So for all the people who wanted the campaign to be delayed or even the whole game be delayed, this is Microsoft going, no, you're getting that campaign out there day one. So that is why your co-op campaign is coming later, because the suits were saying, Microsoft or Xbox, whatever, we're saying, no, you're not delaying this campaign. So that's why we're kind of getting it split up. And then this idea of paying it back later, Mystery, how does that make you feel?
Sounds like more and more problems.
It reminds me of Master Chief Collection with, hey, here's some free Halo 3 ODST for you. Sorry for the 4 years of awful networking.
And then now it's actually pretty good, but now everyone's done.
Yeah, no one's coming back to MCC now because because of all the experiences they had before. They just don't want to go through it all again. Well, and let alone they did fix it for a bit, and then they had more problems. Like, for example, Q-Stick he can't play Halo 2. He literally just can't do it. Not because of like what happened, but just because when he installs Halo 2, it just doesn't work. Literally.
Wow, that's strange.
Right. So it's not like everything is fixed as of yet, but every time he tries to, boot it up, every single time there's a big update that comes out, it's still the same problem.
Ugh.
Right. But yeah, Shadow, you got anything to throw on there?
Well, like, for me, from what I've seen from most of my friends, like me, I'm stubborn. I don't give up on games.
True.
Like, I played Cyberpunk day one kind of thing, and I stuck with it, but like I still get the fatigue from it. But like a lot of people kind of like, okay, it's out. Like a lot of people with my friends that played Halo 5, it came out. Everyone was kind of like really excited for it, and then they played it for like a week, 2 weeks, or something like that. But the game was incomplete on the multiplayer side, and then like it didn't have couch co-op for the campaign. So that killed a lot more for people. And like people just kind of gave up on it. Like within the 2 weeks, they're like, well, this game is garbage. And then they don't touch it for like another 2 years.
Yeah. I had a bunch of friends who, especially when it came to MCC, like I convinced to buy Xbox Ones in order to get Master Chief Collection with the promise of we can play Halo 2 and Halo 3 again. And it was like, ugh, it was so sad watching them all like sell their Xbox Ones or return their Xbox Ones, whatever they did, after that game was just incomplete. And that sucks.
Yeah, and like, yeah, same thing with MCC. Like, I eventually, like, I think when it first came out, it was pretty much unplayable with friends, but then they fixed the campaign, but the multiplayer was crap. There's 3-hour waiting times.
Correct.
For one match.
Yeah.
And then, like, now, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's amazing, but here I am pretty much done every achievement on the game, so I don't really invest much time with it unless a bunch of friends are getting on. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. And I think, hey, look, that's one of the things that we're doing here with this podcast, right? Is like bringing some people together who want to play MCC, who want to play, these classic Halo games and putting together community nights and stuff like that. So, hopefully, I don't know, hopefully people can still have fun with that, I guess. I kind of want to reach back out to some of those friends and just be like, hey, like, come on back. Like, the game is fixed. But again, at this point, it's like we're already focusing on Halo Infinite. We're kind of like moving on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. The co-op campaign thing, it just rubs me the wrong way of like, we'll make up for this over time afterwards. It's like they just have this idea of like, just get it out. Even if it's broken, we'll make up for it. The game has to get out. I am one of these people who would rather like Halo Infinite multiplayer just be released and bring the campaign later on. I guess that was an idea that 343 had too, and Xbox or Microsoft just said no. So that kind of sucks, I guess. But I guess I also get it. But I don't know. It's like
you see both sides,
right? I can definitely see both sides, and I just wonder like what's actually best for the health of the game. Is it better to launch, get the people who are excited about it playing it, and then like add these things, or is it better to like? I know you can't delay it another year, good God, but would that be better for the game to just come out all at once, totally complete, where people can jump into the game and just feel totally like, hey, everything's here, this feels really good? Is that better for the lifespan of the game? I don't know. I mean, there are definitely examples of both. there's definitely examples of games like what's the Tom Clancy game that got really popular like 2 years after it came out? Rainbow Six Siege. Rainbow Six Siege apparently was like super bare bones when it first came out, and like nobody was playing it. And then like over time they added more, they fixed things. Or what's that one PlayStation game too? There's a PlayStation game that went through that. It like launched No Man's Sky. Everybody was mad about the game. It ended really quick. There wasn't a whole lot there. And then like over time they kind of fixed it. So I think that there's this idea among these studio heads of like, or at least the suits, who are like, look, just get the game out and we can fix it over time. Not a big deal. Right? But then you look at a game like Cyberpunk, that game is never getting back to that hype that was there for that game when it released. I mean, that game is totally damaged, and that studio's reputation is completely hit for a long time. So like, I don't even know how you look at this. Like, it could go either way.
I think the whole debacle with MCC at that point makes it even more difficult for us to have to go through that process. Right. And look at how much of a drop we had with Halo 5 when Halo 5 released with like things that were not exactly available as of yet. You know, Oddball or like Forge and like Big Team Battle and like, you know, all those other different things. Right. There was already a huge player drop off at that point. Right. So I don't know. It's just it can go both ways. But go on.
Like for me, like every time I bought a Halo, it was for me and like my friend or my brother, and we sit down, have couch co-op, and play the game day of launch, and just do a run through, like, and do that. But that was ruined from Halo 5, and now it's going to be ruined with Halo Infinite not having that co-op.
Yeah, every Halo game that has come out, I have done either a solo, like Halo 3. I think I did a solo run when it first came out, but definitely Halo 4 and Halo 5, I did co-op online. I didn't do it split screen, but I did it online with other people. So it's weird to me to get into Halo Infinite and just like, oh, it's just me and myself. I'm not gonna be able to play with any friends going through the camp, because like going through Halo 5's campaign, it was really cool because like a cutscene would finish and you know, we'd be talking about like, whoa dude, that was nuts, that was like, here we go. So like it was a better experience with people, at least for Halo 5 for me at least. And so, you know, that's a little bit sad. And you know, I don't know what kind of effect that's going to have on me, but it definitely seems like for a core, for a good number of people at least that are vocal about it, not having co-op campaign is kind of like a big deal. And I get it. I get that they run their stupid statistics and they go, well, only 3% of the people finished the campaign, and of those 3%, only 40% of those people did it any kind of like split screen. And it's like, okay, yeah, but you don't understand that it's the die-hard people who buy every book, who buy every game, who spend money on battle passes and shit like that for your game. Those are the people who want the split screen, and you're giving them a finger and you're appealing to the general audience, but it's the general audience who's not the ones who are supporting every single game that you have coming out either. So I feel like the attention is kind of in the wrong place for like what they should have at launch, but I don't know. What do I know, dude? I'm just a mailman.
Wow,
I just give you your shit. You take it.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, well, look, I don't know how much we really want to keep dwelling on that. That was the leak. Go read it. It's in our Discord, again, in the link dump section. And it's a little worrisome, but there's also this optimistic tone that this person had towards the end, thinking that the game was going to be great and just saying that it needs like a little bit more time. But if they still think the game's going to be great, like, I don't know why you even bring up all this stuff anyway. Like, what's the point of bringing all this up?
I think they're just really confident in the ideas that they all brought together for, and the amount of hard work that they put into the game in general.
Yeah, but like, why make this post?
I think to give us, in hopes to give us a little bit more insight on what is actually going on, instead of leaving us in the dark with just saying like, oh, hey, you know, we're delaying co-op campaign, we're delaying Forge for approximately 6 months.
Right. It definitely seemed like this person wanted to talk about why these things were being delayed, so that way people could understand. And I guess that's a good thing. It probably builds a little bit more trust. I mean, not really, because it's not official coming from 343. So there's a lot of people who are looking at this and going like, well, I don't even know if this is true. And maybe it's not true. I mean, we're looking at it like that.
What if that did come from like 343? Like it was like a Halo Waypoint article or something that pops up, like just like that.
Well, I'll tell you what, dude. You know what part of the problem would be? is that news articles would just trash the process. Then they'd talk about the comp line, basically like the title that I have for this podcast. Yeah. They'd be like, Halo 5's in chaos. Or Halo Infinite's in chaos. So I understand why 343 probably doesn't want to get that out, right? You want to appear confident. You want to appear like this is going to be a great game and everything's going as planned. And you don't want to freak people out. So maybe that's why. But I think that there's... maybe this is... how funny would it be if this was like Joe Staten who actually came up with this post? Because like, here's the idea. Your diehard Halo fans are probably going to read this or see this and go like, hey, oh, okay. But like, you're not going to get swept up in the giant media with the general fans of like Halo Infinite's doomed. So maybe this is actually the right way to kind of let people know what's going on. Have a leaker.
Like, I like knowing why things are happening, why things are getting delayed. Like, why did my girlfriend break up with me? Like, I understand. I like to know these things.
Dude, instead of are you okay? Are you okay?
Why?
Can we have a chat?
DaddyTrax therapy hour. What's going on, Shadow? You okay?
Yeah, man.
Everything all right? You want to talk about anything?
I'm good. I'm okay.
But yeah, all right. So we'll wrap that up. If you guys have any ideas or any thoughts on that whole thing, let us know in the Discord. Let us know what you think about this kind of topic here, or let us know in the live chat. The next thing that I want to talk about is we are on the it's a day after the 11th anniversary of Halo Reach coming out.
11 years of Halo Reach.
Congratulations, Halo Reach. You were the beginning of the end, in my opinion, but here we are 11 years later. I want to talk to you guys about how you feel about Halo Reach. I want to talk to you about, well, Mystery, tell me, what was going on here we go. Here's a better question. What was Halo Reach to you?
What was Halo Reach to me? Initially when it came out, it was very confusing. At first.
Okay, how come?
Because it really did start changing the formula for Halo. Where you hear from, I think it was Joseph Staten or somebody else, where you had 3 golden rules to Halo, and that was guns, grenades, and melee. Those are the 3 golden rules.
Right.
And now all of a sudden you have something in your back pocket, like a mystery, if you will. Like something else in your back pocket. Being the armor abilities, your loadouts. I think they called it loadouts at the time, right? And one of them being sprint, right? One of them being jetpack, one of them being hologram, one of them being armor lock, one of them being like evade. What else is there? Drop shield, so on and so forth, right? And it really, quote unquote, and I'm putting air quotes here, evolved that multiplayer, in a sense, right?
Yeah.
So it ended up like having to get adjusted. We had to get adjusted to that huge change. This was their, what they called it, their swan song as well. Bungie was this was their swan. They wanted to throw everything they could that they weren't able to throw into any other Halo game. They threw it into this, and it became a mixed pot of 1,000,001 things.
Right.
That's some of the bads, but there's some goods in there. Like, Forge, they updated Forge, right? Forge was probably at its peak at the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? For sure. There's lots of custom games just revolving around Forge. Like most of people's Halo Reach's memories come from those custom games that came through Forge.
I can imagine that.
Right? Like what, Speed Halo, Jump Rope, so on and so forth. Like there's all those memories there. Right? Now when I look at it, I feel like Halo Reach was ahead of its time. I don't know if you feel that way as well.
Do you feel like the industry kind of went in the direction of Halo Reach with the jetpacks and all that? Is that what you're thinking?
Yes. They ended up doing the whole loadout stuff throughout other games.
Right.
And it was something new at the time, and we just didn't like it because it was it was different from the formula that we're used to. Right. And now when I look at it, it's still like most people still consider Halo Reach to be a classic game because it's made by Bungie now, but it was ahead of its time. That's just the best way I can describe it.
It's interesting. Okay. Shadow, what is Halo Reach to you, or what was Halo Reach to you when it came out?
For me, honestly, I had the beautiful trailers of Remember Reach.
The trailers were great. Yeah. Okay. The trailers were great.
Coming out, they were beautiful, and it just puts you in this kind of like solace of like what this game's gonna be and everything like that. For me, that game came out. I loved it. I still love it. I think it's a different take on like a Spartan squad and everything like that, who are like pretty much doomed from the beginning because you know what happens to Reach.
Right.
Everyone pretty much knew what happens to Reach, and I love the campaign. I love the multiplayer. Unfortunately for me, a lot of people dropped off because of that.
Right.
A lot of my friends, they didn't like the reticle
bloom
at all.
The bloom.
They didn't like that at all. They didn't like jump packs. Honestly, the armor abilities were a little bit OP at beginning, like the armor lock, of course. But they ended up fixing that. For me, the campaign was beautiful. I loved it. I loved having my own Spartan in it for the cutscenes as well, too.
Oh yeah, that was a cool feature as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and the multiplayer was beautiful. I still love it, but I know there's a lot of hate towards it. But for me, it is actually my favorite Halo game.
Well, that's good. I hate Halo Reach.
I know.
My friends all played Halo 2 together. We all played Halo 3 together. Halo Reach came out, and every single person that I knew who played Halo dropped off. They dropped off because Bloom sucks. They dropped off because Sprint did not belong in Halo. And they dropped off because everything looked like concrete. It was a weird game. It was a very strange multiplayer. I hated Reach. I still despise Reach multiplayer. I think it feels weird. I think it feels heavy. I don't like any of the armor abilities. I feel like Halo Reach's multiplayer was Bungie sort of like testing what they wanted to do with Destiny. I don't even feel like it was a proper Halo game. I feel like it was what are some things we want to work on while we're practicing for our next game? And because of that, there's a special place. I was gonna say, I don't even know how I was gonna phrase that, but basically I hate Reach. I will say this though, in playing the campaign, I do think that the campaign was something very special. And there's one moment just like 2 or 3 moments actually that happened in the campaign where I went, wow, like that is amazing. There's the one part where I forget which Spartan it is, but I think he activates like a not a black hole, but he basically like opens George? Like a what's he do? He opens a teleport. He teleports basically. What does he do?
Slip space rupture. In
the middle of thank you. He opens a slip space rupture while he's like inside of a Covenant carrier, and just like watching that is just so cool to watch. There's a part where the leader of this Spartan squad basically kamikazes himself into a giant scarab that's walking around and about to kill Noble 6, and so like there are just some scenes that are just really amazing. And honestly, the end of the game I think is really cool, where like your final mission is basically to die. Your final mission is just survive as long as you can.
Oh,
you know,
11-year-old spoiler. Sorry, go on. Sorry,
howdy!
I couldn't resist.
Go on. live as long as you can until you're dead, and then that's the end of the game. I think that there's something really special about that game when it comes to its campaign. I could not have like more polar thoughts. I don't think there's any other Halo where I hold one part of the game in such high regard and the other game in such low regard. I thought the multiplayer was abysmal. I thought the campaign was special. And you know, just like here's some like number wise. I think I played just under 10,000 games of Halo 2 multiplayer. I played almost 6,000 games of Halo 3 multiplayer. I think I played 240 something games of Halo Reach. It was just not for me. I hated it.
It was a huge drop off.
A huge drop off there.
You fell off a cliff.
Yeah, I did. And in fact, I was almost done with Halo. There's a part of me that was kind of done with Halo, and I was like, look, I will buy a PS4. Like right after Reach, you had Combat Evolved Anniversary. With some Reach DLC maps attached to it, actually.
Right.
And then when you had the Xbox One coming out, there was a part of me that was kind of like, okay, I guess I'm done with Halo, and I'll buy a PlayStation 4 because I was angry at some of the decisions they were making about the Xbox One. I was like, okay, I'll buy a PS4 and I'll play Destiny, and that's just what I'll do with gaming. Yeah, so Halo Reach.
That brought you.
Halo Reach was, well, I would have been really mad too, because I fucking hate Destiny, so I would have been furious if I bought a console, if I bought the wrong console for a game that I don't even like. So, you know, there's a part of me that I'm really torn on Reach, you know, for the different aspects of it. And I really think that I think it was bad for Halo. I think the introduction of Sprint really ruined Halo 4's multiplayer. I think it ruined Reach's multiplayer. I think it ruined 4's multiplayer, because 4's multiplayer was just kind of like an updated continuation of Halo Reach's multiplayer in some ways, in a lot of ways, I would say. The jetpacks, good God, love them. I hate jetpacks. Jetpacks just ruin everything in Halo when it comes to like map control, and trying to dominate areas. It's basically like, hey, however your map is designed, it doesn't matter, because I can fly around wherever I want. I hate the jetpack. So I'm very glad that it got rid of the jetpack in Halo 5. I was very happy about that. But jetpack generally, I absolutely despise. So that's how I feel about Reach. Looking back on it, I still feel this way. I like the campaign. I think it's special. I'm surprised at the amount of people who played Halo Reach as multiplayer and continued to play, and like that was enough for them. But I think that if you look at the overall population of people who are playing Halo 3 who then dropped off to Halo Reach, I think it's a pretty good indicator that the majority of Halo players, classic Halo players, are actually kind of like on my side on this one with Halo Reach's multiplayer. I think it was abysmal. And I think when you had Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 coming out, the last thing that Halo needed was some game that kind of like ran off the cliff. And I really do believe that Bungie drove Halo off a cliff with that game. So that's how I remember Reach.
It's kind of depressing, dude.
It is. I'm trying to think of a way to
just dead like Reach is.
Yeah,
like the entire planet scorched earth.
I don't. You know what sucks too, is that like I love the concept of it. I love the concept of Reach. I like it being a prequel, and you know, if anybody has read the Halo books, you know that the Fall of Reach is like the book to read. It is like the greatest book. And so like when they announced the game, I'm thinking to myself like, oh my God, this will be cool. This will be awesome. Like I didn't know what they were going to do with it. And then it's like, who is this cast of misfits? Okay, I guess I'm on board with this. All of a sudden the cinematography was different. They kept using, and they did this with Bungie too, they kept using these weird like camera angles of like actual cameras that would be in the area. I'm like, what is this? What are we doing? Why are we putting a GoPro on this dude's spaceship? Like, why is this the angle that we're watching this at? But aside from all that,
I actually like the space warfare that they had in that game too.
Yeah, I don't hate the space warfare. I kind of wish that they continued that in future. Yeah, I feel like, hey, I'll tell you what, I feel like that's an area that Halo, like if you're looking for like another side game, like you kind of how you have Halo Wars, coming out with a Halo kind of like flying thing. You know, I think that could be cool. Flying, like a Rogue Squadron, but you know, Spartan Squadron.
I really thought they would bring it back into like 5 somewhere. Like I was looking forward to it being dropped somewhere, like maybe just one level, like they did in Reach, because I thought it was really good. It was interesting.
It wasn't bad. It felt fun, and I played a lot of Star Wars Red Squadron. I think it was what it was called, Red Squadron, and then they had another one. I think. Star Wars, like I don't know, maybe there's Jedi Starfighter, and there was some other one that took place when there's one that came out when episode 1 came out, and like the Naboo Starfighter was like on the front cover. Regardless, I played a lot of those. No, it wasn't Rogue Leader, because it wasn't Rogue. They weren't X-Wings. It was the Naboo Starfighter. I forget what that game was called.
Battle for Naboo.
Regardless, though, I am a sucker for those kind of games, and so like having that in Halo was really cool. Having it on one level was okay, but it's like I definitely feel like there could be more there. So I'd like to maybe see Halo return to that.
They had it very simplified as well too, so like everyone can just jump into it and be okay with it too.
Right. Yeah.
They didn't make it
so
like too crazy. Then all of a sudden you have to learn a whole new thing just for like one level.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't like Halo 5 Forge, you know, in coming into that level where you have to like rethink.
Exuberant, please tell me what I'm doing wrong.
You have to rewire your entire brain just for.
He said exuberant. Nice.
But yeah, so you know, I think I'd like to see some more of that. But that's how I remember Reach. I don't know if there's anything else I want to talk about with Reach. Is there anything you guys want to talk about with Reach?
With Reach?
Yeah.
You mean Halo Reach?
With Halo Reach? Yeah.
I think one of the other things that you threw at us was probably a favorite memory of the game.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. That's good. That'll end us on a good thing. What's your favorite memory of the game, Mystery, of Halo Reach?
Favorite memory is probably all the custom game nights that we've had.
Nice.
You know, just with all the shenanigans with jump rope or speed halo, and it's so ridiculous that it's just so fun to watch sometimes. And when you get like it's definitely one of those like, you know, junk food and video games kind of night.
Sure.
When everybody's in the same room.
God, custom games are so much fun when you have like a lobby of people playing them.
Right, yeah. When you have a large lobby of people playing them, for sure. I think those are probably my better memories in regards to Halo Reach.
Is there like a moment that stands out in particular for you?
It was actually, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but it was like last year actually when we were playing Halo Reach on MCC. And we might get into it next week. Because it pertains to something that we might chat about next week.
Ooh.
But we did. There was a game night where we played some. I think it was Duck Hunt at the time.
Okay.
And it was a big lobby, a full 16-person lobby, playing Duck Hunt. And one of our guys, they literally fell asleep while playing. Like, straight up. I kid you not, straight up snoring.
Dude, that's so funny.
He was talking 1 second, and then the next second,
no way. He was really out.
He was out, right? And then Q-Stick, because apparently he did some like studying on like, you know, like I forget what the particular term was.
Narcolepsy?
But, no, it was like something in regards to like sleeping habits and like, you know, how you can tell like what's going on based on the snoring and what kind of snoring was going on. So he was kind of going on this whole rant about like, oh yeah, right now this person is going through this phase of his snoring.
Wow,
because
so you happen to have like a snoring expert there. That's hilarious.
Right? But on
cue, the cat.
On cue, no pun intended, on cue, like as he was discussing another form of snoring, the guy that was knocked out was doing that form of snoring.
That's so funny, man.
That's mess.
We tried to call him, and we heard the phone go off. Everything.
This guy was just out. Did you ever find out later on, like what knocked him out?
He was just tired. he came back later on at night. Like it was about 4 hours later. He came back and he was just tired.
That's so funny.
He just fell asleep. We so while all that's happening, we were playing Duck Hunt, and I thought it'd be fun to try to push his Spartan through the core. But it didn't work out too well because he happened to spawn at the back of the little pocket where the wall was.
Okay.
And you can't like throw grenades or anything, so I had to try to wedge myself in between and try to push him out, but we couldn't.
That's so funny.
Until we all collectively tried to get it going. Because nothing would happen until he died.
Your favorite memory of Reach? A guy snoring.
Guys, listen, it was great, okay? It was great.
It sounds like a really cool memory. That sounds hilarious.
It does sound fun because it's like with friends and having all that kind of randomness happen.
And that's the kind of stuff that like keeps people playing Halo, right? It's like these just awesome moments that happen. Let's go ahead and talk Shadow, your favorite memory.
Honestly, like I don't have many favorite memories for multiplayer, not because it sucks, just because like most of my friends left. And then I was kind of just playing randoms at that time. And then like even now, like I still have like Firemage who refuses to fucking play it, and you play it. But like for me, honestly, it was in the campaign when we did go through it together. It was in the campaign. It was on New Alexandria when you're flying around in the Hornet. No, it's not the Hornet, but the chopper kind of thing. You're flying around
Falcon
the
in that game, maybe.
Maybe it's the Falcon. It might be it. But like you're flying around in that, the whole city's on fire and everything, Covenant's burning, and like you pick up Spartan Buck here and there and deliver him to a different location. Or
Spartan Buck, what the hell are you on about?
He wasn't a Spartan back then, but like but like going on and then getting doing the levers and then having that whole dance party and everything like that. First experiencing that with like 4 people, because we hear about this rumor and everything like that. It's like, oh, that sounds so cool. So we get one person that knew how to do it and everything like that. And we see the dance party for the first time. And then we find out, and this is what we've been waiting for all the Halos, to be able to fly a Pelican. And you were able to glitch and everything. Right. You do this process and you're able to fly a Pelican.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was an Easter egg in Halo Reach, right?
Oh, that's so cool.
One of the missions.
And
was
the
it
first
New
time,
Alexandria, I think?
So happy. Yeah, New Alexandria. Flying around in that area. There's a lot of Easter eggs in that.
In that one, yeah, because you also have a Halo 3 ODST Easter egg in that one.
Yeah.
As well, right? Yeah. With because Buck is trying to get his team off of Reach at that time.
Yep.
So you have a side mission. I think it's only on Legendary.
Wait, is this real? Was this canon?
This is real.
I thought you said Spartan Buck, or I thought you said Buck by accident.
It is Buck. It is Buck.
We're talking about Halo Reach still?
Yes.
Yes.
And Buck was in Halo Reach?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm wildly confused right now.
Okay, think about this, Trax. In the last mission of Halo 3 ODST, when Buck is when you're on the highway with Buck, Buck even says, "This is like Reach all over again."
Oh, dude, I did not.
Yep.
I did not know any of this. This game just instantly got better for me.
Oh my god. What about
like, we're teaching Trax Halo?
What about that room in like, was it the last level or second last level where it was a tribute to everything, like all the Halo communities that were out and about, where you fight, like in order to get into that room you have to fight off about like 6 or 7 like golden like heavy elites with energy swords.
Yeah. I remember
there was that.
I never explored
there's a lot of Easter eggs.
There's a lot of stuff in
I didn't know any of that. That's pretty cool actually. The only Easter eggs I ever really went after were the ones in Halo 2. The Scarab gun and the giant soccer ball. Yeah.
Well, then they had the Scarab gun as well. No, that was never mind. That's Halo 2. I was thinking Halo 3 had a lot of Easter eggs as well too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's pretty the only one I know in Halo 3 I think is the red versus blue conversation between
Oh, that's the one you easily stumble across.
Yeah. That was so cool hearing that. That was so awesome.
That one's great.
Like some of the Rooster Teeth members are some of the Marine squads that pop up in Halo Reach as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Halo 3 had the what was it? It wasn't Joe Staten, it was the other guy. In that last level, you can make a specific jump where there's like a hologram of him or something.
Oh, really?
Yep.
In his underwear or something. Was it underwear or just trunks or something?
That was the last level.
Yeah, that was the last level. I just don't remember who the person was. Was it Joseph Staten or was it...
I can't remember who it was either. It was one of the staff, but I can't remember who.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I think my favorite memory of Halo Reach is... This is tough. There's a couple things in the campaign that I kind of want to say, but I don't know if those are really favorite memories. There's this one achievement that you got for jumping off of a ledge and assassinating an elite. And I remember trying for like hours to get that achievement. Right. And then when I finally did it, just the payoff of like, oh my God, I finally did it. That was one thing I did with Halo Reach. I did get all the achievements except for the firefight ones because I hate firefight. But finally getting that achievement after hours of like trying to get it. And for some reason, I just could not get it. But after finally getting that achievement, it felt really good to get that. So I would say that was probably my favorite memory from Halo Reach. I'll put that one there.
I think Halo 3 was the very first game that 100% of achievements.
Really?
I think that was my very first game that I ever did.
Oh, I think that might be true for me too. I mean, like that was the first game I had for the 360, so I think that's probably why. Also.
Sorry, is that before all the DLC achievements, or was that after?
I got all
after.
I got all the deal. Yeah, me too. I got all the DLC achievements for Halo 3 completely completed. It was cool. But yeah, okay. So, Halo Reach, you've been good, you've been bad, whatever. People like you, they don't.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Congratulations on 11 years. You did something.
I still remember you.
Don't worry, people. We're not going to do a Halo Reach tribute every year, I don't think. But I thought it was a good idea to.
It just gets more and more depressing for Trax.
Yeah,
it's interesting. Like, this because when Reach came out, it was Reach, Call of Duty, and Battlefield that came out, and this year we have Halo, Call of Duty, and Battlefield.
Hey,
out.
Check that out.
First time that's happened since then.
Not a good sign. Not a good sign. I'm not gonna lie, that's not a good sign. But we'll see what happens. Okay, so moving on from Halo Reach, there really hasn't been anything else going on in the Halo Infinite community aside from that leak / rumor that we kind of went over.
That was 25 days ago, but go on.
You shut your mouth.
There hasn't been anything going on aside from that leak and rumor that we found. So we're gonna do. I wanted to kind of talk to Shadow a little bit about stuff that he's doing, stuff that he has going on. And Shadow, one thing that I wanted to ask you about, and Mystery, feel free to jump in at any point if you want to ask Shadow anything. But Shadow, what is it that you're doing content-wise? I see here that you have a Twitch channel. What are you streaming? What kind of games are you playing? What's your community up to? Give me the rundown on kind of what your content is about and who you are.
This is the part where you say yes. What kind of games do you play? Yes.
Honestly, I'm a casual streamer and I play everything except for sports, pretty much.
You don't play sports ball?
I don't play that sports ball. I don't get the touchdowns or the hole-in-ones. Actually, I do play golf. The golf with friends. I'm a liar. I play that because.
Wow, dude, what a liar!
I know, but like honestly, I'll go from Tetris to Tropico to Splitgate to Halo to every AAA to fighter games to RPGs. I play everything.
Wow, you really touch everything, huh?
I touched all the butts. Well, like. But like honestly, like I'm still like starting. Like I've been streaming for 3 years, Mixer probably. But it was on and off. But now I'm actually trying to commit myself a little bit more to it, and I've got affiliate over on Twitch now. So
nice. Well, congratulations on that.
That was like
congratulations.
I think 4 months ago, but still, thank you.
Hey, belated congratulations.
Yeah.
There you go.
It was a grind. Thank you.
Just for you.
Our live studio audience there clapping. Thanks, guys.
But like, yeah, no, like. I don't ever have a set schedule. I'll go like a week straight of streaming every day for like 12 hours. And then I'll just drop off the earth for like 2 weeks. So
oh, okay.
That's like I am inconsistent.
When are you streaming next? Do you know?
I think I'll probably be streaming when we do the Halo night.
Community night on Saturday.
Community night.
Oh, what a plug!
Yeah, great plug in there, Shadow.
Yeah, well, I'm normally there, so and then like Mystery shows up here and there.
I try my best. Sometimes I have to work. Sometimes I have to work, and I'll try to stop in if I can.
Yeah, like I'm normally there with Fire, and
Game Warrior is also usually there as well.
Yeah,
I can't wait till I start showing up on game nights, and I'm not streaming, and everybody else is. This is gonna be fun for me because like. I always streamed, and now I won't stream.
You get to be on the other side.
Yeah, I get to be on the other side. It'll be kind of nice. No pressure, no chat. I just kind of get to make fun of people.
It's unfortunate, though, like that Twitch doesn't have the Mixer co-streaming ability, though.
They do. I think they do.
Well, you do when you're a partner.
Oh,
you gotta be so
want to co-stream? You need to be a partner. Are you a partner? Oh, you're not a partner. Oh, you poor affiliate. No co-streaming for you. I miss Mixer.
I miss Mixer.
R.I.P. Mixer. Rest in peace. Sorry that we canceled you. And by we, I mean all the people who stream. No, it's all the partners' fault. It's all the partners' fault on that platform.
Mixer?
Yeah. Mixer was Mixer was a bunch of partners going, oh, I don't tolerate this. I'm not going to stream this week with all this stuff going on. And Microsoft is like, I don't need this. Mixer, you're done. And then all the partners were like, oh, what do I do? Where do I stream? It's like, you fucks just boycotted the platform.
Go play on Facebook.
Like,
no!
I did not. This is stuff I did not know about.
Yeah, this is, everyone's like, well, what happened to me? Oh, they weren't getting enough people. And look, it is true. If Mixer was raking in the dough,
yeah,
it would be fine. Okay, but when you're a business or when you're an entity for one of these big companies and you're trying to generate revenue, they might let you go for a while until all of a sudden there's big problems that are PR problems for them. And somebody at Mixers basically compared all the partners to slaves, which probably not a good look, to be honest with you. But does it mean that you boycott your own platform and put a lot of pressure on them to make a bunch of changes? Well, what are the changes you're even making? And then Microsoft was like, okay, enough of this headache. So
Isn't that what's happening to Twitch right now?
No, there's a bunch of other stuff happening to Twitch right now.
Well, they did do a boycott for streaming.
A day off Twitch or something?
Yeah, which, like, you know, what a silly thing. The only people who can afford to do a boycott of Twitch are like the top people who are making the most money off of Twitch. So just the irony of like, oh, boycott this platform that I'm making my living on. It's like, okay, that's a little weird to me. That's just a little weird.
I'll stay out of the hot tub today.
A little weird to me. I think it's weird for you to just like rip on the thing that is like allowing you the ability to make a living playing video games because of what? Toxic people? It's the internet, guys. Seriously, if you don't have thick enough skin, then go. I tell you what, become a mailman. Nobody gets angry. Yeah, seriously, do something where nobody gets. I was gonna say become a mailman, but people blame mailmen for everything. Go get a job doing something where nobody gets, nobody trolls you or anything like that. So it's like part of the internet is like you're gonna deal with anonymous people. You're gonna deal with trolls, and like if you can't be okay with that, like okay, in my opinion, get off. Go somewhere else then. Let the people with the thicker skin do it. Just go swing a kettlebell, dude. Do something for yourself. But yeah, that's my rant.
That's your promotion, kettlebell?
Yeah, go swing a kettlebell and get some thicker skin. How about that? That's what kettlebells will do. They'll get you thicker skin. You know, like a school bus driver, right? DaddyTrax life. Yeah. I got, oh shit! I just accidentally threw something on my microphone.
Oh my god, man!
Yeah, just like
we need to make sure you stop having things in your hands.
I really do kind of let them go.
You always have something in your hand.
Like here's a great question.
See, you did it again.
I did pick something up. I have a problem.
Put it down.
Like Darkly Knighted, he works hard every single day as a school bus driver, right? Like. I would imagine, and maybe I could be wrong, had the opportunity come up for him to be a full-time streamer on Twitch. I doubt he would rip into Twitch for having toxic fan base. He'd be like, hey, you know what? This is how I'm making my money. Okay, I'm going to try and make the best of it. And like, there's so many people who are in that position, and it just seems like the benefited group of people are the ones who are just ripping on it, and it just drives me nuts. Anyway, let's move on. Let's do listener questions. Oh wait, hold on. I wasn't done with Shadow. So Shadow,
wow, you were not done with Shadow.
Variety streamer, bet.
Variety casual.
Lit. I like it. Do you have any projects that you have coming up? Is there other things that you want to get involved in? I'm curious because you were on our podcast. I know part of it was because you wanted to argue with us about stuff, which the irony in that is that you've agreed with all of us on pretty much everything tonight, or at least with Mystery.
Well, honestly, like there's not really that much to like.
Yeah,
be on polar opposite. I am polar opposite with you for the multiplayer on Reach, but like,
yeah,
like I don't know if you guys want me on the podcast a little bit more, whatever. Sure, I'll probably be available. But other projects, I don't know. I've been looking into TikTok a little bit more. But
all right, dude, you gotta get on TikTok, bro. TikTok's so much fun.
I don't know really like. Like I see that you could do it, yes. So then I probably do it too.
I've had a lot of fun on TikTok, and in fact, I want to give a shout out to our TikTok right now. In the last week, I think we have like a new how many new followers do we have? We've grown a little bit. We're now up to 45 followers on TikTok.
What?
I know that doesn't sound like a lot. I know you're going like
crazy.
45. That's it. But I think last week or the week before, we were at like 30. So it's like, it's slowly getting there.
No. Well, it's just like when I was pushing for affiliate, getting 50 followers, like just that slow grind, like just getting like 1 or 2 followers was amazing.
Right.
Same thing with like what you're having.
Right. When you're starting out, it's a little bit tougher. I will say, I have had some videos that I thought were really, really good, and they just get no love. I just don't understand it. And then there's ones that I think are like meh, and then like 22 likes. It's like, what is going on here? I don't understand. But to anybody who is following us on TikTok, thank you very much. For anybody who's not following us on TikTok, follow us on TikTok and go ahead and if you want to help us, if you want to help our little project that we have going on here with the Red Spartan Halo podcast, give some likes on some of our videos. Leave a little comment, leave a Q&A. Speaking of Q&As, let's go ahead and transition right into our listener questions. We have our very first. Wait, am I done with Shadow? Mystery, did you have anything else that you want to?
You're done.
I keep like moving on, but like
you're done. Transition.
I keep coming back. No, he was talking about getting on a TikTok, and that comment got me flying all over the place.
It's fine.
I believe you did have a couple of questions for Shadow in regards to the community and the impact of like the podcast on like his behalf. Well, he feels of the podcast or whatever.
Oh yeah.
It was kind of funny. Like,
tell me how you feel about our show, Shadow, in the hot seat right now. What do you think?
Well, it's just got a whole bunch better because I'm here.
Because I'm here.
Oh!
Hello.
The fuck was that?
Huh? That's my contribution.
But like, I've always been a good person to have like a bouncing board because Trax used to come at me and he knows that I'd give him an honest opinion on what I think about his podcast. Like,
that's why I love Shadow.
Right at the beginning. Yeah. I tell him like, this was good, this is good, but cut this out. And like, this was kind of like, it was good for a bit, but you just dragged it too far, kind of. Like, okay, it's dead. It's dead.
I will say, I definitely have a tendency to beat something to death. My wife reminds me of that all the time when it comes to some jokes. Like, I'll do something and she thinks it's funny and then I get a laugh, so I'm like, okay, let me do it again, and then she's like kind of not as much laughing, and then I'm like, okay, there's still something, I feel like there's still something there, let me chase it, let me do it more, and she's like, okay, this is enough, and then I'm like, it's not enough for me, and then I'll keep doing it, and then she's just like, what? Like, it's you were fine, why did you keep going? So I feel like we have a tendency to do that with sometimes conversations, and I have a tendency to repeat myself a lot. So yeah, fair criticisms,
there, but I just can't find it.
Certainly not the first time I've ever heard that, Shadow.
But like all in all, I enjoy it. I normally show up pretty much every week as well too.
Yeah.
Yay!
And like, what I took from, was it last?
Speak a little bit louder. We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry, I kind of looked away. I think it was last podcast. That you're saying is like, oh yeah, this person comes from the Shadow Katie Shadow community and everything like that.
Yeah.
And we gotta make a name.
I don't even know who Katie is.
Katie did 879.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, no, you don't know her.
Yeah,
oh, okay. Well,
I haven't seen that person for a while. I guess I don't know who that is.
I guess not. But like, her and I are kind of a joint community.
Anybody who's not in my Discord, I don't acknowledge their existence. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I see how it is. DaddyTrax back again.
Was she here last week? I don't remember. She's not in my Discord, so I don't even know.
I think I rated you, so she was there.
Yeah, you were here.
No, I rated you, so I brought her with me.
Oh.
Yeah. So she was there.
Sorry, what were you saying?
No. I don't fucking know.
You enjoy the show sometimes.
I enjoy the show.
That's good. That's good.
Here.
Yeah.
If I miss something and I know that there was kind of an important conversation that happened, like Fire will let me know or something like that, or somebody that's was there and I was unfortunately not able to join, then I'll go back and I'll watch the VOD real quick.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, look, right? Like, this show is not meant to be a we're not here for people to feel like an obligation where they have to go, oh, I gotta show up and support Trax, or I gotta show up and support Mystery. I genuinely want people to enjoy this, and if they enjoy it, great, and if they don't, that's awesome. Let me know why if you could, but if they don't, then that's also okay. Same thing with the Discord, right? I have this vision of just community nights where we're filled with 16 people, like Mystery's talking about, and we're doing community games and we're doing custom games and people having a lot of fun. It's like a vision that I have. I you know, after losing all my friends to Halo Reach and meeting a bunch of other people who have lost their friends to Halo Reach and are kind of like these like lone wolf now Halo players who are looking at Infinite and like, hey, who do I play with? Like, I want this to be like a you know, like a place where the lone wolves can kind of come together and go, hey, I found my community again of people to play with, you know, like that's what I see. And so, you know, I definitely don't want anybody to feel like, you know, you're obligated in some way. I just want you to enjoy yourselves, you know, that's all. No obligation, Katie, no obligation. Having fun with this. But yeah.
But she was the one that branched out for me to find you, so come on.
It's true. No, Katie's a great streamer. I'm giving her a lot of crap, but
I
at the end of the day, Katie's a great streamer. I think she's a great person, and I tell people to go watch her all the time. So like we're all good here. It's just a funny joke. It's a joke. Everyone relax.
It's a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke.
A joke. What is that? A joke.
What is this joke you talk about?
What is a joke?
Do we need to look up more terms for you, Mystery?
No, can we not? I gotta deal with it with you guys. I gotta deal with it with the teenagers I work with.
Dude, the thought one was so funny, bro. I can't get over that.
That was great. That was.
I genuinely didn't.
Thoughts. Everyone wants thoughts. I'm like, what is happening here?
I have
constantly setting my thought geese down to America.
Yes. I just try to imagine what a thought geese looks like, and I just imagine like a scantily clothed goose saying, "What is that goose up to?" Just kind of like looking at me over its shoulder as it's kind of flying.
Is that one sent by Mystery or Shadow?
What is this thought goose, dude? It's very strange. But no, okay, let's get into listener questions here. Mystery, you want to pull those bad boys up?
Why are they so bad?
You don't have to. Let me do the TikTok one first.
TikTok one first?
Yeah, we'll do the TikTok one first. All right, our first TikTok question brought to you by MH_cosplay4. Rockets or laser? Mystery, go.
Rockets or laser, depending on the situation, but mostly laser.
Okay, all right. Shadow, rockets or laser?
Honestly, I'm a situational guy as well too. If I'm going against a vehicle, laser. If I'm going against a infantry, then of course rockets.
Yeah, I'm also a situation depends. Okay, right? I feel like if I'm trying to embarrass somebody, I want the laser because I'm going to use it to like just pick off a guy like a sniper. Like, oh, I don't have a sniper, but here I got a laser. Yeah. Got you from the distance. You saw the little beam, still couldn't escape me, right? If I have rockets, like rockets are OG, right? So it's hard to kind of get away from the rockets. And I there's so many fun things with rockets, at least in the OG Halo games, right? Like if I want to flip my teammates like Warthog over for whatever reason, I'm blasting a rocket right out of the passenger seat. Like that's fun. You know, suicide mission, jump into the flag, you know, and just like you blow a rocket in the ground. Like I like rockets a lot, and they're also way more satisfying from hitting at a further distance. So I don't know. They both have their payoffs. I think rockets have more of a payoff for me, especially when you can hit that long distance, that long daddy rocket right there. I think that's how I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go rockets, long daddy rockets.
Hail CE rocket across Sidewinder.
Do you guys remember playing Rocket Race in Halo 3?
That was the best.
Come on, peak rockets right there. Peak rockets.
Best.
The best thing that you have in custom games with lasers is blazers, which is just like lasers and what, shotguns or something like that. I don't even know how.
Sprockets?
Sprockets, splazers.
Yeah.
You know,
Sprockets.
I think they could do something more with the laser.
Meh.
You know what I'd like to see with the laser? It'd be cool if you could use your laser and like it had like a secondary function where you use a laser and then it acts as just like a not a rope, but as kind of like a static, like, okay, now I have like a grab of your vehicle and I can point my laser down and then it like pulls your Banshee into the ground or like whips your Warthog over. I don't know, for some reason.
Gravity beam.
Yeah, like a gravity beam splazer. I don't know, for some reason that just came in my mind. I like that idea.
Maybe a laser with a black hole that they had on the Halo 5 ones that they had.
Oh, that'd be cool if you could have like borrow something a little bit from what's that one game? Portal Halo. Splitgate.
Splitgate.
Yeah, if you could kind of set like a little spot and then you could use the laser to kind of like create a slip space rupture and then like they fly out somewhere else where they weren't trying to be, you know? That'd be great. Imagine like the other team is driving their Warthog trying to capture the flag and you shoot your little laser and then they like slip space rupture back to your base and it's like, oh my god, what happened, dude?
They're like about to capture the flag. Oh, we're back to square one.
That could be kind of fun. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, I'll go Rockets though. All right,
victory lap.
What do we got from the listener questions there, Mystery?
We have quite a few, but I believe we were talking about a change in the way we're going to do listener questions.
From now on, yeah, we'll announce this change now. From now on, what we're going to do is we're going to tell everybody to come up with 3 questions. Okay, now the reason for this is because at some point I imagine we'll have a variety of people contributing questions, and we have somebody, he's probably one of my favorite people, Captain Destroyer, and he hit us up with a bunch of questions today, which are great because we need a bunch of questions. And I was thinking to myself, like, I want to make sure that we are answering the questions that people really care about the most. So for instance, Captain Destroyer, he gave us a bunch of questions. He's saying whoops right now in the chat. Don't say whoops. That's not what this is about. It's not because you gave us a lot. But let's say we're running out of time, Captain Destroyer, and you had a couple questions that you were like, yeah, I really want them to answer these, but let me add in a couple other questions too. What I would be worried about is running out of time and only answering like a couple questions that you might have instead of the ones that you really want answered. So from now on, what I want to do is anybody who has more than 3 questions, think about limiting it to 3 and give me like a first choice, second choice, and third choice. Your first choice question of the question that you definitely want asked on the podcast. And I promise right now, all first choice questions will all be asked on the podcast. Second choice and third choice are going to be like, okay, if we have the time, then we'll also answer these questions too, and we'll go in the order of everybody's second choice and then everybody's third choice is kind of how I was thinking of doing it. So we'll do everybody's first choice and then everybody's second choice and then the third choice. Right now, we have the time to do these other questions, but I still want there to be a first choice, second choice, third choice, and then you can list more questions if you'd like to, but then at least we have the ones that you definitely want asked on the podcast. Does that make sense? Mystery, was that clear? Shadow, was that clear, you think?
I'm confused only because I don't know what Shadow's doing. I think he's copying you, but...
Numbers. I don't understand numbers.
What's not to understand? Do I really
just like...
That's
I don't know what was going on. Yo, like, Shadow was literally your shadow. It was confusing.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Continue.
But do we?
He's mocking you.
That's yes. Fine. That's fine. But do we understand? Do we understand? Was I clear? Because I have a tendency not to be clear. Was I clear on what I'm thinking here?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe so.
Okay. Great.
I believe so.
Great. Excellent. Let's go ahead and do. Let's go ahead and do our questions of the week. The theme for this week was. What was the theme? The theme for this week was the beach. The beach. So you could ask any questions you wanted to, but if you're looking for some inspiration, the beach was the theme of the week. So, Mystery, hit us with the questions.
All right, I'm going through all of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first one is not a question. Just Kylie says, I hate the beach. #red.
That was a good statement.
Well, I hate you, Kylie, so that's my response.
I enjoy it.
Mystery, where are you at?
Don't you like freedom of speech? God,
yeah, freedom of speech is great.
You hate America?
But wow, I'm just saying I hate Kylie. Okay, not everything else. Just I don't even hate Kylie. It's just her opinion on the beach that I hate. That's all.
Kylie, I appreciate your comment. Next.
Yeah, but wait, what's your? Well, okay, that's all you have to. That's fine. You respond however you want. You're right. You're right.
She's I mean,
yeah.
she hates the beach.
No, you're
okay.
right. You got it. You're right. You're right. You're right.
I accept your opinion on the beach. Okay, Captain Destroyer asks, would you guys hire a condo at the beach and have an exterior gaming setup with unlimited money?
Hire a condo? Absolutely. I love the idea of this. This is something that I want to do in my house, supposedly, that I have in the future, where I invite people over and we all watch like a TV show together or a movie together on a projector on the back of my house. And if I had that at the beach playing Halo, let's go, baby. I love it.
LAN party for days.
Hell yeah.
Right? Like, I don't understand how you just turn that down. Like, well, that's just like a dream.
Some people hate the beach.
Like, no, I'd rather...
Like Kylie.
Like Kylie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
like...
bring everything that you love to the beach, but you will not do the beach because it's at the beach.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like, yo, so like, what if you're doing a LAN party at the beach, and like most of the people that want to be there just don't want to be there because they hate the beach.
Exactly. But you know what? I'll say this. In terms of like realistic, is this an idea that I would actually consider and maybe really thinking about? 100% yes. If we're going to do like, if we're going to do, what did we call it before? TraxCon? We can't have that because that would be a chaotic mess. But let's say we had the Red Spartan Con. The Red Spartan Con. You know, it's not good that our color is red because that's total like Soviet Union and communist China. Oh, maybe God. I should have chosen a different color. But yeah, the Red Spartan. I'm now realizing I'm a natural dictator, and it's probably not a good thing. The Red Spartan Halo Podcast
He's
Con.
realizing now.
He's putting the pieces together.
Like, why did I go with red? I didn't think I had anything.
Yeah, no, he's becoming self-aware.
Subliminally, I'm like,
This is the first stage.
We work together, comrade. I love the idea of doing like a convention at the beach where we're all playing Halo at like some kind of house. That sounds super awesome to me. So maybe we'll do that one day. We'll do BeachCon. Kylie won't come, but everyone else can come.
BeachCon.
She'll stay in the parking lot to watch us have fun.
We'll do BeachCon.
Right, so to answer the question, would you guys hire a condo at the beach? Yeah, I probably would do that. I wouldn't have it set in a way where it's like outdoors the entire time. I'd probably have something indoors because, you know, sand, it's coarse. And was it rough or whatever?
It's coarse.
And it gets everywhere.
And it gets everywhere.
What's the quote?
Yeah, I think that's it. I hate sand. It's coarse and rough and it gets everywhere.
Yeah.
Peak acting.
Plus,
Peak acting.
let alone there's, you know, usually like you get closer to the end of the night, you got mosquitoes that are just, yeah, I would rather it be interior. But unlimited money, who's gonna say no to that?
Yeah, I'm definitely down for the unlimited money in this question too. Money. I don't like sand. I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. That's the quote. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. Oh. So there you go.
A couple of years ago, Hayden Christensen came to my theater.
I love Hayden Christensen. I think he gets too much hate, and I like him a lot. And did you know the reason why he acts the way he does is because he's trying to be Vader-like? Is that interesting? Everyone's like, IRL? What a weird character. No, not IRL. In episodes 1, 2, and 3, like if you listen to how Darth Vader talks in 4, 5, and 6, and then you think about like that cadence and the way that he talks, he kind of talks like that in 1, 2, and 3. And Hayden Christensen actually did that on purpose as an actor. So everyone's like, oh, what a shitty actor. The truth is, he's trying to act like Darth Vader, and you had not great writing from, what's his name? George Lucas. So those two combined, everyone's like, oh, what a bad actor. He's not actually a bad actor. Relax, guys. He gets too much hate when he shouldn't. But anyway, let's move on to the next question.
Okay, next question. What food would you take to the beach?
I would take a bologna and cheese sandwich. That's the first thing that popped in my head.
Pizza.
Where's the enthusiasm, Mystery?
Like, honestly, I just got so lost. I was like, have to translate. He says so fucking quick. Sandwich?
Bologna and cheese sandwich. It's the first thing I thought of.
Bologna cheese sandwich to the beach?
No, not bologna cheese. I said bologna and cheese. What is wrong with you, dude?
Oh, here we go.
What is wrong with you? Oh my god.
Honestly, I was thinking a little shovel.
Food?
Sandcastles.
Here you go. I'm gonna eat a little shovel. I'm gonna eat a little shovel.
I'm gonna eat the sand.
Shadow, as he's coming psycho, I'm gonna eat the shovel. I'm gonna eat the shovel. Jesus, what is happening here?
Wilson's coming back.
You know,
We got the most like depressing answer from Mystery Pizza. Shadow goes, I'm gonna eat a sandwich, or I'm gonna eat a shovel. What is happening right now?
Shadow's gonna use the shovel to eat all of your blow me sandwiches.
I'm gonna dig for that gold, and then I'm gonna take that gold and go to the nearest fast food restaurant.
There you go. Go to the nearest. Hey, I found some gold. Can I have a burger? Like, what?
What?
What is this cold? All right, next question. What do we got?
Next question. What is your favorite beach to go to?
Growing up, my father always took me to Long Beach Island in New Jersey, and it was a very nice beach, and I have a lot of fond memories of that beach, so I'm gonna go with Long Beach Island in New Jersey.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the silent cartographer.
You bitch.
Why'd you call him a bitch?
I was excited about what the hell? You know what? I can't answer these anymore. It's ridiculous.
Pick a goddamn fictional beach and then just throw it there.
It's whatever beach you want.
They didn't clarify it had to be real. Okay.
I just didn't think of it. Maybe that's why I'm.
You
jealous.
You go, you bitch.
You could have one up me. You could say Forge World.
Oh,
God.
Shadow, what beach?
Honestly, I only grew up with 2 beaches nearby, and they're just both shitty lakes. But otherwise, I've gone to Costa Rica, so and I love the beach there.
Hey,
but I don't know exactly what the beach's name was.
We'll call it Costa Rica Beach. Yeah, Costa Rica Beach.
Costa Rica Beach.
There we go, Costa Rica Beach.
Beach a la Costa Rica.
All right, nice. Next question.
Okay, next question from Captain Destroyer. What is your favorite memory at a beach?
I don't know why this popped in my mind for the favorite memory, but there was one time I went to Long Beach Island, and I was in high school, and I ran cross country, and for some reason I didn't want to go in the water because it was super rough. So I listened to the album. What was the album? It was a Breaking Benjamin album. Let me look this up real quick. Breaking Benjamin.
I was thinking it was the Beach Boys, but
no, definitely not the Beach Boys. I think Phobia, was that one of their? Yep, Phobia. So I listened to Breaking Benjamin's album Phobia on repeat at least 3 or 4 times while running up and down the beach. I think I might have run legitimately like maybe 15 or 16 miles that day, and I was just like really enjoying running on the sand. And I was just really enjoying that album, and for whatever reason, it was just like I just kind of zoned out and just ran like all day. And I don't know why that came up in my mind as like my favorite memory, but that was like the first thing to pop up. So I'm going with that one.
It's Shadow's turn. Go on, Shadow.
Okay. So like this is a weird one, and everything like that. And I don't know. We were at this like it was a small lake. And it's a very bad lake. Like it's just like
lake's bad. Okay.
The lake's bad. Okay.
The water's bad.
I wouldn't go in there. Okay. But like it was a bachelor's party, and we're all drinking really late and everything like that. And well, Shadow got hella drunk as usual.
Bachelor in Paradise.
And then eventually a bunch of guys that they were just sitting there. And it's like, you know what? They thought this would be fun. It's like, hey, it's like let's go for a walk. And I'm just like, yeah, sure. Why? It's like, oh, you know, it's like, why not? Let's go down. I'm like, fine, whatever. Fuck it. Everyone's leaving. So we go down down for a walk. They take me down to the kind of like, you know, the bridge that goes out and everything like that. And we kind of just hang out there for a bit. And they're just like, hey, can I get a smoke off you? So I give him my smokes and everything like that. And now the guy, he's like, hey, can I get get to make a phone call off your phone because mine's dead. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever.
So you're gonna steal your phone?
As soon as they disarmed me from everything that could get wet, they picked me up and just threw me in the fucking water. I was like screaming and fighting the whole time. Everything. I got thrown into the water. Like, I was like, God damn it! Everything. I get back up. I surface like, well, now I got AIDS.
Hey, can I borrow your phone real quick? Hey, let me borrow your smoke. Okay, there's nothing in his pockets. Throw him in there. It's funny. Mystery, how about you? What's your favorite memory of the beach?
I had an incredible opportunity to land a plane on a beach.
Yeah.
Fight off some Covenant.
Yeah.
And then take the warthog into the water.
Wow, how long were you in the water for? Did you go underwater?
And hit the invisible wall.
Whoa.
Eventually.
3 hours later.
Yeah. That's the
Beautiful.
Incredible
right.
beach memory.
Let's do one more question here. What do we got?
One more question? You realize that people have been asking more questions after.
Oh, I didn't know that. Do we have more questions from other people?
More questions from other people, yes.
Okay, let's take a question from each person. Sorry, I didn't know that we had more questions coming in.
Yeah, there's more recently. Are we still going with the beach, or because there's other questions that are not related to beaches here?
Let's do questions not related to the beach if they have non-related beach questions. The beach is kind of like just like a fun little like extra, here you go.
Okay, moving on from Captain Destroyer's questions. Let's see. Give me some filler, and I will find something.
I'm gonna fill up this space. I'm gonna fill it up so good. Let me just take some of this stuff and just
whoa.
Just gonna fill it up here. Yeah, fill up that space. Oh yeah, fill up that space right there, Shadow.
I didn't think we're going this direction. But
what direction?
Alrighty.
We're just filling up the space. That's all. Whoa, is everyone getting freaked out for in the chat? Relax, guys. We're just filling up space. Whoa, pineapple. We used to have a safe word for my community. Pineapple. If things start getting out of hand, we would go pineapple. So I got the pineapple in the chat. Okay, let's back off there. Okay, sorry. I didn't mean for that to be. It's your minds. It's not what I said. It's how you guys took it. So.
My stream froze. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's not my fault you got offended. I just said words. You're the one who got offended, right?
Okay. Darkly Knighted asks, pistol or grapple? #red.
I don't know. I only used to grapple like twice. Are we talking Halo Infinite? Because I want that grapple. Shadow?
Well, I haven't played Infinite yet. But
yeah, we'll take an educated guess.
Educated guess? You only get the grapple really once, so I'll take a pistol that shoots bang bang more times.
I think you can use the grapple twice or 3 times when you have it, but I would pick the pistol.
There you go. All right, next question.
Game Warrior asks.
Game Warrior.
#red. How did you all meet?
How did we meet? I don't even know. Mystery, I think I was listening to your podcast before I actually met you. Is that right?
Yes.
I think that's the case.
Yes.
I think I listened to your podcast, and then I guess we officially met playing Halo 5 custom games.
Yes, which would be on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. And then Shadow, you and I met on... Were you part of Katie's community though?
I was in Katie's community, and then like I was like constantly, like Katie and I were still pretty close at that time.
Okay.
Well, we still are close. And then
yeah, not anymore, but at that time you were. Yeah.
No, well, like at that time.
Yeah, you kind of hate her now, but that's okay.
We're playing daily at that time.
You don't really like her anymore.
And she's like, "Oh, you gotta see this Trax guy and everything." Like it's like another me kind of thing,
right?
But in a guy form, and I was just like, I don't know. But she raided you one day,
right?
And then we joined you for a few Halo games, and stuff
right?
Like that. And then
speak a little louder.
It just evolved, and then it just evolved afterwards. Like we just kept on playing every time that we got a chance.
So we met through Katie. Okay, and then how did you two meet?
Katie and I?
No, Shadow and Mystery. How did you two meet?
Oh, podcast.
Oh.
Right, yeah, no, I went on to a Canadian online dating site.
Grindr?
There we go. Grindr, the Canadian dating app. All right, what's the next question? We're gonna go a little bit over here on time, but that's okay.
Trucks is sitting here like moving on.
We're gonna go a little bit over time, but I want to make sure that we hit at least one question from each person who asked the question.
Thoughts through Canadian geese. How to do?
Take your thought geese back, bro.
Fire Mage Gaming says. Okay, and I'm going word for word for what is actually said here.
Oh boy.
Okay.
He says, "Fuck all of the beach stuff."
Wow.
I want to hear Shadow rant about something. Give him his time.
Shadow, ketchup, how do you feel?
Ketchup? Delicious.
Yeah, we'll rant about
Except on meatloaf. Don't fucking put it on meatloaf.
Tell me about that.
Well, because, okay, I grew up hating meatloaf. And, like, I actually found out ketchup does not need to go on it. My mother used to fucking always put it onto it and bake it. And everything. It's the most disgusting thing. When I was a child, I was not allowed to leave the fucking table until I finished my supper. But then they send fucking meatloaf at me, this ketchup meatloaf, and I'd be like, what the hell? This is disgusting. It makes me want to puke. And no, I have to stay there, and I have to eat it. You know what I did? I was a bitch that's too stubborn to say no. I just fucking slept on that goddamn kitchen table for the entire night, got myself up, fucking walked my ass to the bus and went to fucking school because fuck ketchup on meatloaf.
There we go. There you go, Fire Mage. All right, what's the next one? Mystery.
Did you get what you were hoping for, Fire Mage? I am confused as to what happened. I feel like I got hit by a wall.
You got hit by a shadow rant.
Shadow does have rants.
Yeah. So yeah, Trax, you literally just said ketchup, man, and then this happened.
Yeah, I said ketchup. He had an idea. I was like, yeah, tell me about that.
I was told you know how to push his buttons. I didn't know you knew him that well.
No! Don't put this on me. I didn't push his buttons. That was a button that's held down all the time and just needs all it takes is a little push.
Oh my god! No, that's what I was told. I was told that Trax knows how to push Shadow's buttons.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
No.
Okay, we have our first complaint.
He's a little sensitive, so.
Yeah, we have our first complaint.
I'm a little bitch.
Yeah, he's a little sensitive. The complaint
is by Kylie saying.
I'm trying to push his buttons.
The complaint is, I have a complaint.
This is our first complaint.
Yes.
Complaint of the week. Complaint of the week. We have a complaint of the week. Nice.
There
What's
we go.
the complaint?
Saying, I hate Kylie, your most loyal viewer.
Is that what I said?
Is rude.
You did.
Rude. I'd like to speak to your manager. Bring back Jim.
Okay, so I don't ever remember saying that. So I can't really talk about it because I don't remember it, but I'll look into it and then I'll get back to you.
Sasha, goddamn.
That's what a manager would say.
Exactly. This is bullshit. I am not satisfied.
The customer's always right.
I'm starting my political career now. Yep. Yeah, I'm not aware of anything I did wrong, but I'll look into it and I'll get back to you. You can take it up with our HR department in the Discord. Use hashtag HR and then leave your complaint, and someone will get back to you.
It's like HRED, like. Oh, Paige is HR.
Yeah.
Apparently, Paige is HR.
All right, what's the next question? Comment, complaint.
Game Warrior asks, "What are your thoughts on clans?"
Well, I'm not a fan of one of them, and well.
Is it what I'm thinking it is?
Yeah.
Okay. just making sure.
Yeah, it's one I'm not interested in. Yeah, one I'm not really. There's a lot of.
I would fill out that application.
It's a lot of sheets. A lot of sheets and seems like a lot of anger and crosses, fires. So not But there is the Planky Gang, which is our Spartan company, kind of like a Spartan clan in Halo 5, which you can join. And be sure to look out for our Red Spartan, the Red Spartan Halo podcast, Spartan company or clan in Halo Infinite, if they have that kind of thing. So yeah, there you go. That's my thoughts on clans. Mystery, what's your thoughts on clans?
I'm just not a fan of clans at all.
All right.
Like, period. Just, nah.
Shadow, what's your thought of clans?
If we're talking about like Spartan companies, I do kind of enjoy them, except for the amount of grinding to get to like all the bonus stuff that you have to do going through the accommodations.
Yeah,
it's a little extreme. It's a little extreme. Like I have it, but like it took a long time.
I agree.
Many years.
I agree.
Even with a full company.
I agree.
To get one for like what you have for your Spartan company, like I'll be joining yours as soon as Infinite comes.
Let's go, baby. Let's do it.
But like still, like it's just like for our little clan, it'll be fucking 5 years till we get whatever armor is going to be like that.
Yeah, I wonder what they'll do in Halo. I'm genuinely curious for Halo Infinite what they're going to do with Spartan companies and clans. I hope that they add more to that component. I think the social connections that Halo has is like, it's just such a foundational part of this game. And if they don't find some way to kind of like help sort of like pour gasoline on that little fire, then I feel like there's a little bit of a misread on what's important to Halo.
Well, I was at least like lucky enough to get into an active company.
Yeah.
At least. So then I made, I don't know, like 20 plus friends.
Hey, there you go. Right, that's the point of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you know, you're part of this company and everything like that, and then it's like, okay, none of my friends are online, but hey, cool, like these other company members are on, and then you give them a quick message. It's like, cool if I join for a few games or whatever. Are you still open for something? It's like,
exactly,
yeah, sure, whatever.
Exactly. Having it as like a second friends list is such a good idea, because like really, if you can kind of get into your clan and like you see people who are online, it's like, okay, well, hey, we're in the same group or whatever. Like, let me send an invite to this guy. Like maybe you have people to play with who you otherwise wouldn't have. So that's a cool thing about them.
Exactly.
All right, next question, Mitchie.
Oh, Darkly Knighted asks, at DaddyTrax, would this work if we came up with a hashtag red-1, hashtag red-2, hashtag red-3 for our questions?
My only concern is that that's going to be too confusing for people who are already used to just doing hashtag red. So honestly, I think it might be easier to do. I know that this is going to sound like more. Well, wait, hold on. Is the 1, 2, and 3 part of the hashtag? Like hashtag red1?
Yeah, it'd be hashtag red1, hashtag red2, hashtag red3.
Okay, so I think the problem of that is it's very easy for us to look at what questions are there by going to Discord and typing in hashtag red. So I wouldn't want to add like 3 separate hashtags now to find questions that we want. So I think that it would actually be easier to continue to do hashtag red, type out your question, or before your question or after your question, whatever, type in first choice or 1. I could figure it out. Give me some way to understand what the order of your things are when we're smart enough to figure it out.
He noticed!
I didn't notice. I was swinging my pen around. I didn't realize how much I talk with my hand. Also, I didn't realize how off-centered I am in my camera. But I saw Shadow doing that, so I just, yeah.
At the end there, he was just like, Accio, pen.
Accio, pen. All right, what's the next question?
Darkly United asks, what would be a silent weapon for your preference?
A smelly fart.
It's a silent seeker?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was thinking, like, are we talking about Halo? But I guess it is.
Wait, what's the question again?
It doesn't
a silent weapon?
It just says a silent weapon for your preference.
I want a silenced battle rifle. That sounds dope to me.
What, like in Halo 5?
Sure.
They already have those.
Great, that's what I want. That's my preference.
Silenced railgun.
What was that?
A silenced railgun.
A silenced railgun.
Okay, perfect. Mystery have a silenced railgun, dude.
Right?
It's kind of dope. It's kind of dope.
They'll never hear it coming.
It's like quieter than like the charge up. I don't know word.
Well, okay, think of a silenced fuel rod as well too.
Yeah, would the explosion be silenced as well? Like, I'm confused.
No, that would still be loud.
Would the would that railgun or the fuel rod cannon just be fired in space, where there's no sound that travels?
Yeah, well, Halo has sound in space though. They went the Star Wars direction with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. It would just be dulled in the Halo world.
This is not accurate.
This is not accurate. There is no sound in space.
This is not our universe.
Neil deGrasse Tyson comes on. It's not exactly accurate. All right, Mystery, what about you? Silenced what? What are you trying to silence? You trying to silence me? Dude, freedom of speech. I'm American, dude. Get out of here.
Man didn't even say anything and just straight up went straight to like, I'm American.
Go ahead. What's your silence?
Oh my god.
Sorry.
A silenced weapon. I liked the silenced SMG in Halo 3 ODST. I really did like it.
It's dope. It's dope and definitely seems to be more powerful than regular SMG, so I'm down. I'm down to ground.
Get jiggy with it?
I'm down to get jiggy with it and ground pound.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, what's the next question? Have we done one question from everybody at least?
Yes.
Okay, we'll take one more last question and then we'll wrap it up.
What if this one was not a question?
Great. Give me comments or complaints. Yes, please.
Okay. Toasted647.
Yes.
Says
Toasty, what's up, buddy?
#red.
Yep.
I'm going to Burger King. WYW.
What are you doing?
No, WYW.
Oh, what you want?
What you doing?
From Burger King, I will take I'll take a Junior Whopper and vanilla milkshake with a fries are okay. Small fry.
Googling what's on the Burger King menu.
I was gonna say in Canada there's not that many Burger Kings. They are here, but they're slim to shit. And yeah, I've actually never been to one. Here. Like the only one that I had was in Las Vegas when I was leaving there, and it was only breakfast.
Ew.
Which was very unfortunate.
What'd you get?
Because I wanted to try a Whopper, so I guess a Whopper with fries.
So what'd you get for breakfast?
Angry Whopper.
So what they call it?
It was like a sausage and egg or something like that.
Ew.
Muffin.
No thanks.
Kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh well, it was something. You know, you're going on a plane, and you know. You need something.
You need something in your stomach. That's fair. That's fair.
Especially after a week of drinking. Straight.
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. All right, looks like we got one more complaint there, Mystery. Do you see it?
One more complaint.
One more.
Oh, I found it.
Great.
Oh, I found it.
Perfect.
This is a complaint
Look at that.
from someone by the name, I don't know if you've heard this name, Just Kyle Lai.
Okay, sounds familiar. Maybe.
Sounds familiar?
Yeah,
okay.
Maybe a little bit.
#red. I really am offended that Trax's face just exists.
Well, you know what? Sorry, my face is here. I know that offends some people, and you know what? Sometimes it's just kind of thing where like, I got nothing. I got nothing on that one. She's offended by my face. I don't know what to tell you. I guess you know what? There you can do. You know, if you pull your phone up, you can do some filters. You know, maybe change my face up into like an animal or something like that.
Deep fake.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do a deep fake. You can deep fake my face with somebody else. You know, put Tom Cruise on my face. That can work there. So, you know, there we go.
See, I was going to Mission Impossible style, just get those masks.
Masks from Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can just, like, you know, change your face just by
Oh, yeah, I can change my face, dude. I could become Kettlebell Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that for next podcast. Maybe we'll have Kettlebell Kelly on. How's that sound? It's actually a bit terrible idea. We won't do that. I don't think I could talk for 2 hours in that guy's voice. Okay, great. Well, we got all of our complaints. People offended by my face.
On a side note from Mission Impossible, we have somebody at our workplace that's called. His name is Ethan.
No way.
Right?
Ethan Hunt?
And I asked him one day, I was like, hey, dude, how do you get to work? And then he gave me the most genius answer ever.
Yeah, what do you do?
He said, through the ceiling.
Whoa.
Dude.
I'm going to start telling people through the ceiling from now on if they ever ask how to do anything. How do you through the ceiling? There's like 2 different things I want, like there's one I love, especially as a mailman. It's funny. It's like it's all on the wrist, right? So people would be like, God, how do you like work out here in the heat? It's all on the wrist. It's kind of like my default answer to people. Dude, real quick side note here, I had one guy say the funniest thing to me the other day. It was really, really, really hot, right? And so most people are like, hey, how you holding up in the heat? Do you need some water? Blah blah blah, whatever. He goes, oh, what did he say? I want to make sure that I remember this exactly, otherwise I'm going to ruin it. Oh, he goes, hey, you keeping warm? I'm like, you son of a bitch. Yes I am. It's fucking hot out. Oh, you keeping warm? As if it's cold outside. I thought it was really funny. Apparently you guys didn't, but that's okay. You had to be in the moment, I guess. Okay, let's wrap this bad boy up. Shadow, you got anything else?
I got nothing else.
Mystery, you got anything else?
No.
What was that? You okay?
You just stumbled.
No, Trax, when you get a chance, take a look at the Discord.
What's in the Discord? Do I need to look at a bunch of complaints or something? Oh my god. People are deep faking me in the Discord. Okay. I'll put the anybody who does a deep fake of me, I'll put a collage together and put it up on our TikTok so you can see what these look like. People are taking filters on their phone and applying them. So at the end of the day, anybody who I'll give it like 24 hours. Anybody who puts anything in there, I'll make a collage out of it and put it up on TikTok for you. Okay. There we go. So there we go.
I'm sorry. I'm sure you can now understand why.
That is pretty funny. Any questions that we didn't get to this week, we will do next week, unless you unless you put in the Discord, hey, here's my first choice, second choice, third choice for questions that I want for next week, and then we'll just do those instead. Otherwise, we'll take your questions from this week and apply them to next week, okay? Sorry we went a little bit over, but I wanted to make sure that we got at least a question from everybody, and it sounds like we did. So, very good. Thank you for everybody who left their questions, their comments, their complaints, their concerns. Shadow, I loved having you on here, man. We would definitely have you back again, I think. Actually, I got to talk to Mystery about that. He might have hated you, but I thought that you were okay.
It might have. It's
totally okay. Yeah. It also works with the audience as well, too. You know, got to have audience votes.
Yeah, man.
This is a democracy, I think.
Not a democracy. No. Definitely not a democracy.
Whatever Trax wants.
Look, I'm open to feedback. I'm open to feedback. But it's definitely not a democracy for sure. Jimmy tried to do that, and look where he is now.
Dead.
He's not dead.
He's dead. I killed him. I killed Jimmy. He wanted democracy. Notice how he wanted democracy, and then a couple weeks later, he was gone.
He's not dead.
Yeah, we are the Red Comrades. Red Spartan Halo podcast. Okay. Well,
unless you're Jimmy, you're Red Dead.
You're Red Dead. You're a Red Dead Spartan. You're missing in action. Dead. Where'd Jimmy go? I don't know. He's MIA. He's a true Red Spartan. So Shadow, what do you got up? What do you got coming up? What's going on? Plug your stuff.
I'll probably be streaming on the Red Spartan podcast's game night on Saturday. That's 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Eastern, I believe.
Yes, it is. But where are you streaming? So I know that you're going to be streaming the community night.
I will be streaming on twitch.tv, Shadow6400, and then it has a 0 instead of a O on the Shadow.
Perfect. That's SHAD0W6400. Perfect. All right, Mystery, what you got going on? What do you got happening? Plug yourself.
I like to use a USB Type-C.
tell people what you got going on this week for your stream.
Actually, I tried something new today.
Oh.
I tried streaming earlier today. I streamed at 1 o'clock p.m. till about 4:30 p.m. today.
Oh, before the podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna see how that works out. See if it works out any better or not. It seems like a lot more people would like to have an earlier an earlier stream for me.
So we'll have to
see if that ends up being a thing for the rest of just Wednesdays in general.
That's awesome.
I got pretty good feedback on morning and afternoon streams. They are pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm more likely to hang out in you guys' streams during the day. I'm working, so this is just a joke. Employer, relax.
Haha.
But I would definitely be able to watch or listen to you during the day. Just kidding. But really, but I'm kidding.
Just kidding, not kidding. Are you winking right now?
Yeah.
That's his attempt.
But yeah, so like, yeah, I already did the stream today. Next stream will be probably Friday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'm continuing Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time.
Perfect. Real quick, I wanted to thank our mods in the chat, Just Kylie, Fire Mage, and Egayep. Thank you for modding tonight and making sure that the chat remains civil. Also, I want to plug Fire Mage Gaming is hosting our Red Spartan Halo Podcast Community Night this Saturday, starting at 9 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Fire Mage is going to be leading us playing Halo MCC, specifically Halo 3 within MCC. Let's get a rap going, shall we? We would like to get enough people to play customs, but if not, then we'll do the typical matchmaking and social and stuff like that. The beautiful thing about MCC is that you can kind of get into whatever you want, because you can sort of, filter the games that you want to play. So come join us on Saturday night. It'll be a lot of fun. If I said 9 p.m. Eastern, that was a mistake. 9 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern. Sorry if I messed that up. And so that's it for us. For Shadow and for RealMistry, I am DaddyTrax, and you listen to episode, what is this, 45? Oh, dude, we're coming up on 1 year. We gotta plan something. Listen to episode 45 of the Red Spartan Halo Podcast. Wow, I played the wrong song, so that's embarrassing. Here we go.
So, okay, what are your thoughts on that Halo Infinite needle creature?
Oh, very cool.
Amazing.
It's kind of cool, huh?
Very cool. I want to see more stuff like that.
It's like a needle shotgun?
Yeah, needle shotgun.
It sounded fantastic, too, even though it's a bunch of, like, sound effects.
I love the idea of, like, just shooting a bunch of needles all at once at somebody.
Well, they already have, like, the needle DMR kind of thing, and then now they have the needle shotgun.
Sure.
They're going to have different variants of it. Needle rocket. Come on.
There we go. That's the end of the recording.
Don't they already have a needle rocket? Oh, no, I'm thinking the plasma caster.
Needle rocket sounds awesome, actually. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us for the live stream. Everybody who is here doing a live stream, welcome, and thanks for hanging out with us tonight. The Webbles, thank you for that follow. Kylie, Fire Mage, Paige, I know I said it on the podcast, but seriously, guys, thank you for being here, keeping the conversation going, chatting with everybody who's coming in and out. And I'm glad we had fun tonight. Tonight felt a lot of fun. Shadow, again, thanks for being here, buddy.
Of course.
I enjoyed myself. I really did.
I had fun.
Shadow. Yay.
Mystery, as always. Always a pleasure with you. All right, I'm going to end the live stream here. Everybody enjoy the rest of your night. And we will see you guys back here. We didn't do too bad on time. 2 hours and 20 minutes. I thought that was not too bad. We were aiming for 2 hours, but I think I'd like to get to 2 hours with a little bit less of a format. But we had some things that we wanted to talk about tonight, so I thought that this was totally okay.
True.
I thought it was good. All right, I'm gonna end the stream here. Everybody enjoy the rest of your night. Bye bye. We'll see you next week, Wednesday night, back here. At 9 p.m. Eastern time for episode 46, or maybe not. Maybe we won't do anymore. I don't know.
Maybe we just stop.
Yeah, maybe we just stop. Maybe I don't care anymore.
Done.
Whatever. See you guys.
Shadow join, and that's it, man.
That's it. And